Kita yung TV. Guys, welcome! Alright. What's up guys? Welcome. Andito na tayo sa sa Davao Qualifier for Heroes of the Storm. And in-game na tayo is ROG versus Castel. We are on the Skulls map. And so far, nagsimula na yung laro. Ito yung mga draft ng mga players natin kanina. For ROG, the blue team, we have Sylvanas, Buster, Lily, Typhus, and Muradin. On the other hand, we have for Castel, we have Rhaegar, Vala, Abathur, Vigara, and Anubara. So far, pantay pa naman yung laban natin. And medyo nagkakaroon ng clash dito sa baba. Kasi nag-a-agron sila ng skull. And so far, medyo ang ROG in the lead pa. Pero, like I said, maaga pa naman yung laro. Hindi pa natin alam kung ano magiging outcome. Importante, hindi naman ganun ka-importante yung I don't know what happened, but hindi naman, let's take this opportunity. Hindi naman ganun ka-importante yung first na golem. Pag kahit maka 100 ka dyan, is okay lang naman. Pwede mo pa namang i-defend yan kahit paano. So it's not really that big of a deal. Ang malalaman lang natin is, medyo in the lead kasi ngayon yung Castel. So, pag na-continue nila yung path na yun, magiging medyo delikado yan for the other team. So, tingnan natin kung anong mga build. So far, wala pa naman. We have, both teams are level 3. Ang kinuha ni Rhaegar, looks like mag-focus siya sa healing totem. Siphoning Arrow para kay Vala. Pressurized Glance para kay Abathur. Mukhang magiging DPS, more of, wave clear and DPS. Si Zagara, more of a utility build. Kumukuha siya. Actually, no. Sustain siya, so magiging more of push siya because of reconstitution. Makapag-push siya longer. Si Anubarak naman, Assault Scarab, the only build na viable kay Anubarak. Kahit na-nerf yung Beetles niya, medyo malakas pa rin naman as a tanking force si Anubarak. So, okay lang. Pag kinuha mo kasing iba, hindi mawawala yung pagka-tanky mo. Kahit warrior ka, if you take like yung spike niya, magiging more of a brawler ka and you can tank as much damage. With this composition, medyo magre-rely ka sa toughness ni Anubarak. Kasi ang heals mo lang naman yung galing kay Rhaegar and yung burst heal niya na ultimate. So, tignan natin. Mostly mapupunta yan kay Anubarak, but I can see na minsan baka si Valley focus fire ng ROG and baka kailangan ni Rhaegar yon. So, kailangan din ni Anubarak ng extra special toughness. Anything that he can get. For the other team naman, for ROG, Barb Shot yung kay Sylvanas, so push type siya. Actually, medyo regular build to, as what people usually do is use that to push to get more XP and then for magsi-synergize siya sa unstable chemicals para pag sumabog yung mga creeps, di damay-damay na rin. Yun yung masakit doon. For Butcher, we have Victuals. Yan yung default, so far, sa mga meta build natin. Sa paglabas ni Butcher. Dahil ngayon lang siya lumabas, this week lang. Yung Victuals, maganda yan as sustain sa lane. Kasi, kahit pumapatay ka ng creeps, mag-auto heal ka. Kasi nga, despite sa itsura niya na isang, isang nakakatakot na malaking, creature na mataba at, malambot siya. Hindi siya ganun katigas. Pero, pag nag-build ka around yung survival niya, which is, first step is Victuals, pwede siya maging tanke. Actually, this week lang nung naglalaro kami, kasama ko si Pobs. Grabe. Pinamatch up ako sa ladder. Laging walang tanke yung, yung team namin. Laging puro assassin, tas walang healer. So, ayun, parang on the fly, unti-unti kami nag-come up ng medyo tanky na build kay Butcher. Hindi naman siya magiging ganun ka-tanky, pero pag ginamit mo yun, hindi siya kagad mamamatay and kaya niyang mag-withstand gamit yung W niya na super lakas mag-heal. Pero kailangan mo din syempre mag-trap nun. To be fair naman, yung kabilang team, they have Lily as healer, which is very good. Magaling si Lily sa multiple healings. Hindi siya kasing single target burst heal ni Rhaegar unless mag 1,000 jugs ka. But, you know, it's a decent heal enough. Pag finocus fire si Butcher, kung meron siyang, kung meron siyang survival build, I think kaya niya mag-withstand yun. Sa other team, we have Vala naman, at Vala and Zagara. Sila yung magkakos ng most damage. So, it's not that bad. I think kaya naman ni Lily, which is a good pick naman for this team. So naman, we have Tychus going for the Shredder Grenade. Wow. Si Tychus gusto ko sa kanya is, this time kasi, parang, may joke pa nga yan eh. Nung titignan nila yung patch, yung Blizzard, nakita nila, bakit parang, parang nagulat sila kasi ang baba ng range ni Tychus. 4 point... Ha? Oh, alright. So, focus fire si... Yan, si Tychus. Yan. Nagtataka sila, bakit, ang ganda yun, parang cinematic, gaganyan natin. Yeah, flyby. Yan. Ito si Tychus. Tataka sila. Bakit parang ang baba ng range niya? Nagulat sila. Yung pala parang may nagkamali lang. Imbes na 5.5, 4.5. So this patch, binago nila yon. So interesting ang makikita natin dahil nagiging viable na yung builds niya. Yung auto-attack builds niya. Kasi dati, parang hindi siya makikita mo, di ba, naka-armor, malaki yung barrel, tapos ang laki ng muscle. Pero, pagpasok mo sa game, dahil dun sa range na 4.5, nagiging mage siya. Taga-bato ng granada, taga-overkill, yun lang yung build niya. Pero ngayon, may mga lumalabas na builds na nagkasurround sa auto-attack sa minigun niya na malakas. And, gusto ko makita yon kasi so far, ang kinuha niya is Shredder Grenade. So, baka mag-focus siya on more of control. Tingnan natin as the game goes on. Kasi kung mag-control based ka, magiging importante na i-zone out mo si Vala tsaka si Zagara kasi sila nga yung magiging damage. Lalo na pag sinama mo si Abathur, kung kanino yung yung symbiote, pwede niyang gamitin para mag-zone out. As for the tank, kinuha naman ng ROGC, si Muradin. At wow, which is weird. Ang kinuha ni Muradin is Infused Hammer. And di ko maintindihan kung bakit kukunin niya to. Kasi ikaw yung tank eh. I guess more of sustain. I don't know why you need sustain as Muradin. Kung titipirin mo naman yung hammers mo, di ba? Kuha ka na lang ng more toughness. Kasi, kakailangan mo yun eh. Ang lakas kaya mag-assassinate ni, Zagara at saka ni Vala. Di ba? So, maybe block. Kita mo naman na medyo auto-attack yung kalaban nila. Zagara and Vala and Abathur. So, I don't know. I hope it pans out for them once the game goes on. But for now, we're stuck. And, let's see what's happening in the chat. Looks like we're gonna have to remake. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Alright, so, I'm gonna check out kung ano yung magiging balak nila. Looks like we're having some problems with the ping sa Davao right now. And, teka, ano server ba ginagamit natin? SG1. So, I don't know what's up, guys. I don't know. Pero, I wouldn't say this lineups are, for meta. Pero, I don't know. I don't know kung anong balak nila. Kasi, hindi naman masyadong meta-based team builds both teams natin. So, I think it will even itself out once the game goes on. So, right now, looks like we're having some technical difficulties sa Davao, and we're gonna find out on what's happening on their end. Give us a few minutes, and then we'll be back as soon as possible. siya ng damage at saka madidistract ng konti ang Castel. RON naman, stabilizing at level 8. Kumuha lang sila ng mga mercs. At tingnan natin ang mga talent builds natin. For RON, kinuha ni Sylvanas Paralysis at Life Break. Paralysis, I'm not sure kung masyadong magandang idea yan dahil magiging pusher build kayo, wala kang additional damage. Kung ako siguro Envenom ang kukunin ko for utility as an assassin. Tsaka life drain. Actually, kung kukunin mo yung unstable poison tapos paralysis, pwedeng gumana yun dahil pag matagal yung Black Arrow yung effect niya. Pero I don't know, let's see kung ano magagawa niya dito. Okay, so nakikita ko na medyo mas focus siya sa consistent pushing power. Black Arrow, tapos hindi siya mauubusan ng mana. I think it could work. Pero hindi siya ganun kalakas sa team fights. Siguro magpo-possession siya on level 10, which we will see in a few. Butcher naman going for the medyo sustain build talaga ang kinukuha niya. Saka pang snipe. Actually, similar to sa build na ginagamit ko. Okay, good. Si Lily, kumuha na ng ward at saka ng pitch perfect. Which is, unlike the name, pampadami ng binabatong cups. si Tychus naman, puro granada ang kinukuha. Mukhang may, terorista yata to, balak, parang palakasan talaga ng granada. So, hindi siya masyadong magiging, AAA attack. Magiging caster siya. Yung overkill niya, hindi niya masyadong magbigyan ng damage. But at least, pwede siya man-distract. Pwede siya mang-daze ng mga kalaban. Kita mo naman, sabog agad yung isang, ng mga mercenaries doon. Ay, mga scouts. Wow, si Mura din naman, puro tangki-tangki talaga kinuha niya. Avatar, ayan na, pumasok ni mga level 10 talents. Tabang nag-isilipan sila dito, mukhang pumasok si Butcher. Tingnan natin kung ano magagawa niya. There is the chains. Hindi na makaalis. Hindi ko alam kung bakit yung tank pinili niya, pero looks like it's gonna work out for him. Unfortunately, hindi na makakauwi si Chinomagus. Pero si Rhaegar, mukhang sinakripisyo niya ang mga teammates niya. Ngayon, libreng-libre na ang RON para kunin itong golem na to. At this point, 38-24 ang skull difference natin. So, magkakaroon pa ng konting lakas yun. Ngayon is 76-24 yan. Kung hindi makakabawi ang kabilang team natin. Kung ako sa kanila, kukunin ko na lang yung Knights. Kunin ko yung Knights para makabawi. At least may konting pushing power tayong makukuha. Pero, so far, ano ba ang ginagawa nila? Si Avatar nandito, Burrow. Ayan, so mukhang kukunin na nga nila yung Knights. Which is not the best train, but it's something. It's something. Pero ito, si Butcher pumasok. Lagi niya talagang inuuna si Anubarak. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Tandaan mo guys, patigas si Anubarak. Butcher, ikaw ang sniper. Ikaw ang assassin natin. Ang inuuna mo dapat, yung malalambot para sure kills. Ngayon, napakomit ka at papabatras ka. Ngayon, galit na. Pumasok si Avatar. Sabi niya, si Anubarak. Sabi niya, okay, hindi mo ako napatay. At ako naman ang gaganti. Ngayon, hirap ngayon ng RON. Kahit pa paano nakabawi ang Castello, nakuha nila yung mga Knights at upisahan nilang mag-push out. Unfortunately for them, ang RON, nasa kanila ang majority ng mga skulls. Meron kang konting skulls na natitira dito para kunin. Hinihintay lang nila ang tamang opportunity. Maybe hintayin nila para namamatay muna yung mga Knights bago nila kunin. Kasi that will be the best time. Dahil wala na yung power ng kabilang team mo at pwede mo nang i-claim yung the rest ng skulls. Ayan, mukhang kinuha na nga nila si Hero Cults. Sinusubukan ng i-contest. Unfortunately, malakas ang kapangyarihan ni Sylvanas. Wow! Silencing Arrow ang kinuha niya. Wailing Arrow rather. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ang ginawa yun. Kasi medyo pusher yung build niya eh. But I guess, doon niya kukunin yung yung team fight power niya. Medyo magiging utility talaga siya. Hindi siya assassin, hindi siya pure pusher. Kumbaga hybrid build ni Sylvanas. So sa Castello, tingnan natin kung mga builds nila. Ito nga, Ancestral Healing para kay Healing para kay Rhaegar. Si Strafe naman kay Vala. Evolved Monstrosity kay Avatar. Devouring Mao para kay Zagara. So, more on team fight si Zagara. More of an assassin, which is kailangan talaga ng kabilang team. And finally, Web Blast para kay Anubarak. For disabling, for focus firing. Siguro maganda yan para kay Butcher later on. Pero mamaya natin pag-usapan yan kasi pumapasok na ang Golem. Ang 72 Skull Golem ng RON. Medyo masakit yan. Matagal-tagal mapapatay yan. At kitang-kita naman natin kung gaano mag-focus fire both teams natin sa pag-take out ng golems. Dahil at this point, medyo masakit na yun. Delikado na to para sa Castello dahil nakapasok na sa huling keep nila sa top. At unti-unti nang masusunog yan. At ngayon, habang distracted sila, pumapasok naman ng RON. Ang talino nila. Sabi nila, habang distracted kayo dyan sa golem sa taas, dito kami sa baba. Susunog kami ng mga building. At ngayon, imbis na isa lang ang nawala sa inyong sa base, dalawa. Ngayon, magkakamot kayo ng ulo. Pero ngayon, naisip ng Castello, hindi sila basta pwede pumasok dito kahit alam nilang kaunti lang ang kalaban. Kaya medyo nag-isip-isip din sila. Kasi hindi mo alam kung nasan si Butcher. Pag si Butcher biglang pumasok dito, aba, edi mawawalan ka kagad ng tanky or assassin. Delikado yan, di ba? For RON naman, they wisely chose to back off. Sabi nila, okay na yung damage na yun. Okay na, let's go back. Let's do whatever damage we can. Alam natin most ng teammates nila ay nandito sa baba. So, pumunta tayo ng taas. Gusto ko yan kasi usually ang ginagawa, ang pagkakamali ng mga QM is pinupush nila, nag-overcommit sila at dun sila unti-unting nasa snipe at yun, cost lalo ng mga upsets. Pero ito, nagkakaroon ng pasok dito si Murodin at sa napakagandang pwesto si Lily. Nag-umpisa lang mag-ultimate. Pumasok na si Butcher at hinahampas si Vala. Wala nang damage masyado. Si Zagara na lang ang natitira sa Castello. Pero ang web blast ni Anubarak na disable. Si Butcher, oh nice! Ancestral healing dyan na tangke ni Anubarak. Lahat ng kaya niya at ngayon makakauwi ang team ng Castello. Nasakripisyo nga lang si Anubarak. Not the best deal pero it could have been worse. It could have been worse para sa Castello. It's a 3-2 deal. And ngayon magpupush na sila. Naku, ano kaya ang balak ng Castello dito? Mukhang dire-diretso ang kapangyarihan. Lalo na ngayon, naka-build up na si Butcher. 35 na yung stacks niya. Sabihin, every stack kasi ng Butcher is plus 1% damage. Tsaka 1% attack speed kung kinuha niya. Wala. Alright, so 100% 1% attack speed. Tsaka damage. Okay, meron siyang 35% more damage at nakakatakot yun dahil ang 35% mo 1 out of 3 hits yun eh. So imbes na let's say 5 hampas ka bago mamatay, ba magiging 4 na lang or 3 or compared dun sa 5, di ba? Kung isipin mo in those terms, masakit talaga. Kaya may mga builds na yung mga compositions ngayon na nag-focus on sa pag hindi natin papabayaan na mag-build ng stacks si Butcher. Kasi relatively hindi naman siya ganun kalakas pag wala siyang stacks. Unless mag-snipe ka ng low HP hero. Pero tingnan natin kung anong gagawin nila ngayon dahil medyo importante itong golem na to. 54 na. Wheeling arrow si Zagaga. Caught out of position. Ngayon, natitirang team ng Castello. Hindi alam kung saan pa pwesto. Si Vala, desperation strafe ang ginagawa. Si Anubarak, medyo uncharacteristic. Siya pa yung una, yung tanky pa yung unang nag-back. At ngayon naiwan si Vala sa pag-uwi dito kasama si Abathur. Mukhang hindi na siya makaka-uwi. On the other side of the fence, kamusta na si Abathur at saka si Anubarak. Mukhang kahit pa paano naka-uwi sila, hindi man lang sila naka-pick off. At ngayon, solo na ng RON itong golem na to. At in this point, 100 minus 16, that's 84. 84 skulls na yan. At nakakatakot dyan kasi nandito na yung pwesto ng golem. Once na mag-spawn yan, nako, kailangan i-full force talaga ng Castello, ng red team natin, ang pag-defend. Dahil medyo malakas na yan at 14 minutes into the game, mga mid-game na tayo ng heroes. Actually, papasok na tayo ng late game. Nagsiscale up ang damage ng golem na yan. And ngayon nakukuha pa ng RON yung Knights, yung Knights Camp, yung Mercenaries. So, talagang malakas ang pushing power nila in this push. Medyo magiging tight, magiging masikip ang papasukan ng Castello para mag-survive sa wave na ito. Tingnan natin kung kaya nila. Pero kung makakagawa naman sila baka pag-comeback pa sila. Hindi naman 3 levels. I don't know kung anong pwede nilang gawin para maka-comeback. At this point, medyo tagilid na talaga sila. Itong 16 skulls na to, dapat si Tychus na lang yan at hindi na pinapansin yan. Mag-push out na lang sila gamit tong golem na to. Pero at this point, mukhang hindi yun yung ginawa ng RON. Nag-play safe sila, sabi nila. Hayaan lang natin kumuha ng damage. Kasi sure damage yan na walang cost sa atin. Mag-ikot lang tayo. We'll try to see kung anong pwede natin gawin. And at this point, yung pwede natin gawin is yung night camps at saka yung mga mercenaries. At habang nagpupush yung golem sa taas, pumapasok sila sa baba. Ito, nagpe-pay off na talaga yung build ni Sylvanas. Dahil permanently hindi na makaka-atake itong turret na to. So, itong keep na to, rather. So mukhang wala silang defense, walang magiging home base advantage ang red team at this point. Si Butcher naghahanap ng sinong hahatakihin. Kaya lang natatandaan nyo, may core dyan at malakas ang core, so hindi ka pwede mag-charge in dyan. Si Anubarak, ayan, pumasok si Butcher, inuna na naman si Sagara, pero mukhang nahuli na si Rhaegar, si Wargodz, pero hindi nila na-take advantage doon. Ang ganda ng web blast na yon para kay Odin. Odin ni Tychus, at mukhang hindi sila nag-cause ng as much damage as they can. But on the other hand, nakuha pa nila yung keep at mukhang ito na. This is the last moment of the game. Kung hindi makakapag-depensa ng Castello dito, tapos agad ang laro, ang trip nila mukhang hindi mapapatagal at mapapauwi sila or mapapa-quick match na lang for the rest of the day. Oh my God, ang talino ng muro din nila, backing off at the exact same time. And wow, kahit papano nakapag-defend ng red team natin. Akala ko tapos na yung laro, honestly. Pero hindi habang nangyari pa yun, ng clash na yun, ito si Abator nasa likod, nasa taas, chillaxing lang. Sabi niya, don't worry guys, I got this. Ipupush ko sila habang di kayo nakatingin. Pero napansin ni Butcher, sabi niya, asan na pala yung ultimate ni yung heroic skill ni Abator, at nakita na niya. So hindi na rin tumagal. Pero maganda yun kasi habang nagka-clash sila dun sa harap, kinakain nung Abator yung taas. At na-lesson yung force na kailangan nilang ayusin after that. Ngayon, RON medyo they're in a really good position kasi core na lang yung natitira sa red team natin. And isang magandang push na lang ang kailangan nila. But it looks like instead of going for it, gagawa sila ng more cinematic feel. Gagawin nila na parang, since lalabas na naman yung last golem, kukunin na natin lahat ng skulls. At tatapusin natin sila ng isang explosive mala Michael Bay na clash gamit yung golem na yon. Pero ang problema nila, hindi nila naiisip na pwedeng gamitin to ng Castello na chance para mag-comeback kasi isang magandang engagement lang, mapapatay lang nila ang blue team. Pwede nilang kunin yung skulls at pwedeng sila yung sumubok. Ang tanong lang, makikita ba natin yan? Kasi si Zavala mukhang na-focus pa, pero wow! Namatay si Butcher. Ngayon wala na masyadong damage ang RON. Natitira na lang si Tychus, pero mukhang hindi na siya tatagal. Hinahabol siya. Wow, he's down. Ito na nga. Mukhang this is it, guys. May chance na ngayon ng Castello para mag-comeback. Kailangan lang nila makuha yung skulls at mag-push out. Meron nakaharang na madaming forts sa daan, but at this part of the game, kung madami kang skulls, you can do anything gamit yung napakalaking golem na yon. So they have the advantage on skull count at this point. At medyo matagal pa ang hihintayin ng blue team natin para mag-respawn yung yung mga teammates na namatay kasi walang buyback dito. So pwedeng gamitin ng red team natin na chance yan para mag-comeback, kunin lahat ng skulls, kunin yung mga importanteng mercenaries para mag-push back at kumuha ng konting lead. Hopefully might be able to catch up din sa mga levels, diba? Tingnan natin. Si Abator, ang the lone defender ng bottom lane. Trabaho niya to, kailangan niyang depensahan dahil may mga mercenaries pa rin nakakalat dyan. Habang yung buong team niya nandito sa baba, nagmamadali dahil unti-unti na nagre-respond ang blue team natin. So na, this is it. Mukhang napatagal ng konti yung pagkuha ng skulls ng red team. Kung sa kanila, dapat mag-split up na lang sila. Tapos, sabay-sabay sila nagkita dito sa golem. Pero, medyo napatagal. They have to stabilize. And ngayon, ang the best nila makukuha is like an 84 skull golem. Ngayon, mukhang hindi naman sila i-contest ng RON, ng blue team natin dahil busy sila sa taas at they're planning. Sabi nila, nabulilyas yung plano natin. Para gamitin yung golem. So, wala tayong gagawin. We're just gonna push in. We're gonna kill the score and tapusin natin yung laro. Ngayon, eto na naman. Medyo importante itong laban na to para sa red team natin. Pag natalo nila ang blue team natin dito, pwede sila mag-push back at mukhang yun na nga yung unti-unti nangyayari. So close, wow! That kill on Rhaegar, napofocus fire siya pero nakabalik siya. Ang problema ngayon, wala nang Anubarak, wala nang tangke ang red team natin at pinofocus fire na ang core nila. Kailangan hindi sila mamamatay. They have to take it so seriously. Ngayon, si Tychus, mukhang pinofocus fire sa Sagara at wala na silang DPS. Abator, last moment na, last desperation shields and looks like this is it. The game is set and GG for blue team for taking this game. For RON. My God. Okay, so yung sabi ko nga kanina, yung lineup ng red team ng Castello medyo unorthodox. Medyo nag-pay off naman siya. in the end. Mas balance actually kasi yung lineup ng blue team natin. So, basically yung naging crutch ng laro. Parang kasi mahirap din naman sa mga ganitong type ng laro. Magaling ka nga sa isang hero, pero kung yung team mo hindi naman balanced to cover all the bases, medyo mahirapan pa rin kayo. Ngayon, yung lineup ng red team natin, ng Castelo, hindi siya masyadong nag-synergize at hindi sila nakapag-commit sa magagandang team fights. Nakakuha naman sila at the start, pero in the end, mas solid lang talaga yung team fight ng blue team natin. So congratulations for advancing. Actually, nasa semis na tayo, so I think sure win ka na sa finals. I'll see you guys in a bit. Set up lang namin yung next fight natin dito sa Davao. Once again, nandito tayo sa Philippine Qualifiers ng Heroes of the Storm. Ako nga pala si Ark. And I'm here sa Minaski TV and they're helping me out. I'll see you guys in a bit. So stay tuned.
Nuclear launch detected.
There is an eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. For the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
My people lost everything. Their light was extinguished, replaced by a hunger for magic and vengeance. We became the Blood Elves. Now, I will fight for my homeland. Selama Ashalanore. I am Prince Kael'thas, and the time for a reckoning has come!
The Crusade calls us, my friend.
Johanna, a powerful crusader of the Zakarum faith, an ardent defender of the light, hails from the eastern lands of Sanctuary. Johanna seeks to purge the dark influence that has befallen Zakarum at the hands of a prime evil, Mephisto. Resolved to give her life to the Crusade, Johanna has entered the Nexus in search of an apprentice that will carry on her legacy when she is gone. Johanna is a resilient, frontline warrior that is great at disrupting her enemies while making herself immune to controlling effects.
Let's get started.
Johanna's trait is Iron Skin. A powerful defensive tool, Iron Skin lasts for 4 seconds.
heroes.
Game gonna be Hype versus Pigs Might Fly. Sa left side we have Hype, and the red side, the right side, we have Pigs Might Fly. Ngayon, mamaya i-discuss yung mga lineup sila kasi nagkakaroon na ng konting gerahan dito. Medyo mukhang ginawa ng lineup ng Pigs Might Fly is 1-3-1. Gagawa sila ng napakatinding pressure sa top. Ay, sa mid pala. Sa top naman medyo light. Ang kinuha naman ng Hype is 2-2-1 with Sylvanas na nasa baba. Talagang constant pushing lang ang balak nila dito. Ngayon, medyo delikado to si Barak kasi patay-tay lang siya ng delikado ng patok dyan. Kung wala siya magiging support, pwede siya ma-snipe off dyan. Luckily naman, maganda yung line-up ng Hype kasi ang kinuha nila is Abatur, Sylvanas, Rhaegar, Barak at saka Butcher, which is mostly mobile support ang focus nila. Sylvanas maganda sa mobility yan. Si Abatur kung saan pwede lumipat. Si Rhaegar, one of the best mobile supports kasi sa trait niya na nagiging wolf shot, nag-heal kung saan. On the other hand naman, sa Pigs Might Fly, we have ETC, we have Tyrande, Vala, Sonya, at saka si Raynor. It's a balanced build. 2 warriors and with Tyrande. Tyrande can heal pero mukhang mas damage pa siya. So I would not expect so much healing galing kay Tyrande. Mukhang magiging most focus sila sa pag-damage sa mga players natin. Alright, so ngayon mukhang medyo behind ng konti ang Pigs Might Fly dahil nakakuha ng magandang early assassinations ang ating Hype team. Pero at the very least, they are holding off on their own. Medyo hindi lang sila as refined sa mga clashes as they could be. Kung mag-group up sila, maybe later on once they get the experience, they could probably take on Hype. Kasi ang weakness ng team ng Hype is yung isolation nila as a team. Mobile nga yung mga heroes nila. Yes, pwede silang pumunta kung saan mag-support. Problema lang is, without the support, they are pretty vulnerable sa mga assassinations. Tulad nito, unless na pag pumasok yung teammate nila, they need very good coordination para ma-pull off yung lineup na to, which they do. Kaya lang, habang hindi pa sila nakakarating, meron kang konting window of opportunity para umatake at pumasok dun sa tulad nito, si Sylvanas, obviously nag-overcommit siya dito. Pwede bumaba si ETC tsaka si Raynor kung hindi sila busy kay Barak. Which is magandang ginagawa ng Hype dahil kahit na hiwa-hiwalay sila, alam nilang weakness nila yung pagkahiwa-hiwalay ng mga heroes nila. Talagang ginagawa nila is in your face para hindi mo mapapansin kung ano yung kahinaan na yon. For Pigs Might Fly naman is masyado silang defensive. They need to get the objectives. Kailangan nila ng mga jewels para ma-summon yung Spider Queen. But right now they are getting pushed so much at disable na yung bottom nila. Ngayon si Tyrande. Tandaan mo, si Tyrande hindi support yan, assassin yan. Isang magandang pwesto lang. Pero ito, nasabi ko na nga, si Pigs Might Fly, mukhang naisip na nila na ito yung kahinaan ng Hype at unang-una na lang inaatake ang kahinaan. Si Butcher bumagsak. Si Barak kaya makaka-uwi na yung supporter from Rhaegar. Ngayon napapa-overcommit si Sonya. Medyo back off man. Medyo mahirap na yan. Malapit ka na sa tower nila. Si ETC nag-turn in, tina-target ng Pigs Might Fly pero mukhang masyado na silang malayo para mag-clash in dyan. They need to heal up. Ito si Sylvanas, talagang ang lakas ng loob niya. Sabi niya, I'm gonna push this, no problem. Akong bahala dito at hindi siya natatakot sa mga ganks. Hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi nakapag-commit into ganking itong Pigs Might Fly. They need to go down. Ito ngayon, delikado Sylvanas. Medyo low siya on HP. Ngayon si ETC mukhang na-caught out of position at barely makaka-uwi at the sacrifice sa tower nila. Ngayon, talagang ang aggressive ng Hype sa game na to. Parang gusto nilang tapusin ko. Nagugutom na yata sila. Gusto na nilang magmerienda. Ano ba masarap na merienda sa Davao? Nako, hindi ko alam. Pero kung ano man yun, mukhang sabik ang Hype dahil pinupush out na nila ang mid lane down ng bottom. At mukhang ngayon ang mid mukhang mukhang hindi na mag-survive for any minute now. Si Sonya diving in, 2v5. 2v4 rather. And it looks like medyo nagiging successful ang kanilang pag-retreat dahil hindi naman sila pwedeng mag-engage ng basta-basta dyan. At ngayon si Gwapo ako mukhang nag-pause ng game dahil gusto niya munang i-check kung ano pa, gwapo pa ba siya. At mukhang gwapo pa naman at napapause siya. At in-pause niya kagad. Ngayon si Sylvanas, oops, pumapatok si ATC. Si Sonya, wala silang masyadong damage. Kailangan nila ng assassins para mag-work itong mga assassinations na to. Ngayon si Vala, mukhang mahuhuli, caught out of position. He needs to go back. Alright, good job. Si Tiranda naman, focusing on creeps. You should probably throw out yung mga sentinels mo para para maka-damage ka ng mga heroes. Yan yung pinaka-ayaw ko kay Sylvanas. Kay Tiranda rather. Pag nagpapato siya ng mga owls niya, tapos nananahimik ka, mag-retreat ka, wala kang buhay, tapos biglang out of nowhere tatamaan ka ng owl. Yung nakakaasar na moments. Which is why ang sarap yung laruin. Ngayon, sobrang systematic ang ginagawa ng hype na to. Bottom muna, and then mid, and then top. Para bang naka-analyze na yung laro Ito yung gagawin natin guys. Hayaan natin si Sylvanas pumasok sa baba. Tapos, kukunin natin yung mid, and then, turn in natin yung spiders, and then we're gonna go for top. Si Vala, mukhang hindi na nakapasok, na-late siya sa eskwelahan at hindi na siya nakasakay sa bus. Unfortunately, yung bus na to, hindi natatagal dahil bumabagsak na ang gate ng top. Pigs might fly. Si ETC at si Sonya pumapasok sa likod. Oh, there's the nice combo. Nako, nice wailing arrow at saka yung furnace blast ni Butcher mo. Hindi na pinauwi. Sonya, saan ka pupunta? At ngayon, with the help of the mighty spiders, pinupushan nila ang top, ang inner keep. Ang inner keep ng inner keep na Pigs Might Fly ay hindi na tumatagal. Ang lakas talaga ng push na to ng hype. Talagang gusto nilang magmerienda dahil mga alas na EDC coming in, and there's the stuns. Unfortunately, kailangan nila mag-focus para hindi sa assassin, wag sa tangke, wag si Anubara, matigas ang balat niyan. Ayan, si Butcher malambot yan. Focus fire Vala, come on. And there we go. There's the healing from the W at mukhang nauubusan ng HP si Butcher. Makaka-uwi kaya siya. Sonya, Raynor, Tiranda, use your owl. Come on Tiranda. Use your owl. Ayan na yun. Boom! There we go. Na-realize niya rin na may damage yung W. Yan yung nakakaasar ni Tiranda. Ngayon, with a great push, they're coming in galing sa hype. Medyo nakapag-stabilize at nag-survive. Well, survive at the least. Pigs Might Fly. Pero itong talaga disruptive na creature na to, galing kay Abathur, masakit to pag hindi mo napansin. Kaya kailangan bantayan nila. Kaya pinadala nila si Katipunan, si Raynor, para i-depensahan yung baba. Finally, level 10 na rin ang Pigs Might Fly at nakukuha na nila yung mga heroic abilities nila. Ang tanong is, will it be enough to get back into this game? Tatlong level yung pagitan ng mga teams natin. At si Sonya getting caught off. There's the Furnace Blast. Hindi na makakauwi si Sonya. And ngayon, kailangan mag-regroup at mag-focus ng Pigs Might Fly na magdepensa sa isang location kasi masyado silang spread out. They need to come back in. ETC, pumunta ka. Go with your team, man. Go with your team. Defend. That's what you need to do. Sylvanas, hinahabol ni Tiranda. Mukhang nakawala dahil sa napakagandang wailing ability ni Sylvanas. Pero ito, si Tiranda, mukhang nakauta to position. Nako, hindi na nakauwi. Hindi na kinailangan ng hamstring dahil saglit lang, tinignan lang ng masama si Tiranda na tumba na kagad. Sonya, nag-leap, hindi ko alam kung bakit. At muntik pang matay si Raynor. By muntik, I mean, definitely namatay si Raynor ni Sonya. There is the engagement. Hindi na rin tumagal. At ang second to the last hit ng Pigs Might Fly, unti-unti nang bumabagsak. Habang ang kabilang team natin, ang red team natin ay sinusubukang mag-turn in ng spiders. Tingnan natin kung itong spiders na to ay makakatulong sa pagdepensa ng base nila. Medyo delikado na yung position ng Pigs Might Fly dahil last tower na nila to at core nila is so exposed, so exposed na at this point. And oh, there's the mosh pit. Unfortunately, great stun there galing sa hype, and mukhang ito na guys. This is it. ETC, hindi na mayata makakauwi. Mukhang nakauwi pa siya. At the very least, bago sumabog yung core nila. So, this game, mukhang hype. Mukhang GG tayo for hype. They took it very easily and they're gonna be facing Team Castello on the finals in just a bit. Para dito sa Davao Qualifiers natin for Heroes of the Storm. Congratulations, hype. Talagang hinhype itong laro na to. Hindi niya na pinatagal. 10 minutes into the game. Oh, wait a minute. Mukhang nakakapag-depensa pa kahit pa paano. Pigs might fly. Mukhang lumilipad na mga baboy dahil unti-unting nagbaback ang mga players ng hype. Ito yung sinasabi kong weakness nila kanina. Pag na-isolate sila, pag na-solo sila isa-isa, unti-unti silang babagsak dahil walang sustain yung mga heroes nila. Nakadepende sila kay Rhaegar para dyan. At yun nga, mukhang na-discover na ng Pigs might fly ang weakness ng hype. At kung kaya nilang mag-capitalize dito, kailangan nila siguro ng mga 10 clash bago makabalik. Dahil they're 3 levels down, kompleto pa yung forts ng hype, and they're respawning in 20 seconds dahil maaga pa lang yung laro. Okay yung ginagawa nila, they're trying to stabilize, kinukuha nila yung mga creeps para hindi ma-push yung core nila, but very soon, kailangan nila mag-cause ng damage sa keeps na hype. Dahil at this point, wala kailangan mong bigyan ng incentive ang hype para hindi mag-push on sa core mo. Kasi pag nag-rekta sila sa core mo, patay ka na dahil 31% na yung core mo. Kailangan nila maging in your face, i-distract nila. Kami yung harapin mo, wag yung core namin. At mukhang yun na nga yung ginagawa nila. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be working dahil ang hype nasa taas sila. They're on top. Kinukuha nila yung boss. Sabi nila, kung hindi pa to matatapos, ewan ko na lang. Dahil ito na ang big boys, the Sphinx, the spider pet ng Spider Queen, ang malaking bossing na yan. Pag yan naglakad na, at ayan na nga, it's gonna be spawning out, and unti-unti na magbumarcha yan. Ngayon, kung makapag-depensa ang Pigs might fly dito, ang galing talaga nila. At meron silang potensyal na maging champion ng mundo dahil napakahirap ng position na to. Kabila, 3 out of 5 players mo na sa kabilang mapa, and nag-moshpit pa si ETC. Oy, nice follow-up though. Unfortunately, pumasok ng Furnace Blast. Ooh, caught out of position si Butcher. Mukhang hindi pa siya mapapatay at this point. Itong boss natin ng Sphinx. Oy, nice stun! Nako, nahuli Pigs might fly, and mukhang ito na nga. Dream is over. They're waking up into the real world. Welcome to the real world. And si Guapo, nag-check na naman kung Guapo siya. Looks like wala ng oras because hype takes this game and goes to the finals for the Davao Qualifier. Guapo. Alright, so in a word, yung game na yun, basic. Tinapos ka agad, 10 minutes lang, hindi na pinatagal ng hype. Gusto ko yung engagements nila kahit na individually they are weak, but as a team, like in Heroes, magiging malakas ka. So gusto ko makita yung performance nila laban sa Team Castelo sa finals ng Davao, which we will be setting up in a bit. So stay tuned. Again, ako nga pala si Art. Andito tayo sa qualifiers ng Heroes of the Storm. Mamaya after this, we're gonna be going for Taft. For now, sa Davao muna tayo. So I'll see you guys in a bit, and thanks for watching.
providing her a shield that absorbs a high amount of damage. Punish can be utilized to damage and slow enemies. Johanna steps forward and lashes out with her shield, dealing a moderate amount of damage to the area in front of her while also slowing enemies by 60%, decaying over 2 seconds. Johanna brings a great deal of control to a fight with Condemn. After 1 second of prep, Condemn pulls all nearby enemies toward her, stunning them for a quarter second and dealing a low amount of damage. Shield Glare is Johanna's final basic ability. This skill deals a small amount of damage to enemies in the target area and causes them to miss basic attacks for the next 1.5 seconds. Johanna's first heroic is Falling Sword. Johanna leaps toward a targeted area, and after 2 seconds of travel time, deals high damage to nearby enemies, knocking them off the ground. While in the air, Johanna can adjust the location of her landing by repositioning the target area. If looking for more surgical control in battle, Johanna can choose Blessed Shield. This skill shot deals moderate damage to the first enemy it hits, stunning them for 2 seconds. Her shield will then bounce to 2 nearby enemies, dealing low damage and stunning them each for 1 second. Positioning is everything when playing Johanna. With great strength and durability comes a lack of mobility, which should always be considered before starting a battle. The synergy between Condemn and Iron Skin can allow Johanna to bully her way into any position. Use them to initiate a fight for your team, or to force enemies back, claiming ground as your own. Once engaged in combat, use Punish and Shield Glare on important targets to mitigate their damage and slow their movement. Though these abilities provide damage of their own, you should consider using these skills primarily for their utility. Your teammates should align themselves to follow up with proper damage to secure takedowns. If you're finding that the opposing team has a solid amount of defense, preventing you from wading into a fight, consider using Falling Sword to force the issue and catch squishy assassins out of position. Keep in mind that this ability can also be used as an escape when things get hairy. The heroic Blessed Shield carries a great deal of potential. However, it is a skill shot, so critical misses are going to hurt your team. Use this ability to initiate a team fight, defend an assassin being chased down, or to catch a fleeing enemy.
Until our faith is pure.
Let us know in the comments if you have any great tips for how to get the most out of Johanna. We look forward to seeing what players can do with this remarkable warrior. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and follow us around the web for all current news about Heroes of the Storm. We'll see you in the Nexus.
The Haradrim of Sanctuary have few records that make mention of a demon known as the Butcher. 2 appearances are noted, spanning a time frame of over 20 years. Countless victims fell to the terror of this monstrosity as it threatened Tristram, and rumors are told that the demon is physically constructed from the pieces of other demons. As a result, the Butcher appears to see all other living and unliving things as mere parts. The Butcher is a brutal melee assassin who fuels his high sustained damage by consuming the remains of his ruined victims. The Butcher's trait is Fresh Meat. When a nearby enemy dies, it will drop fresh meat. Minions drop a single piece, while heroes will drop 3. Each piece of meat collected will increase his attack damage permanently until he dies. The Butcher's first ability is Hamstring. Crashing down with his hideous axe, the Butcher deals damage and slows enemies in the long area in front of him. Next is the ability Butcher's Brand. Using the sickle in his left hand, the Butcher lashes out and marks his target for 5 seconds, allowing his continued attacks against them to heal for 75% of the damage done. When used on heroes, the healing is doubled. The Butcher's final basic ability is Ruthless Onslaught. Straight out of a nightmare, the Butcher will charge a targeted enemy, becoming unstoppable. Upon reaching the target, the Butcher will both damage and stun his victim. Furnace Blast is the Butcher's first heroic option. After a 3-second delay, a blast of fire centered on the Butcher will erupt, dealing massive damage to nearby enemies. This ability can be used while charging with Ruthless Onslaught. And lastly is the Butcher's heroic Lamb to the Slaughter. Planning a pull at the target area, the Butcher will chain the nearest enemy hero to it after a short delay. Any attempt to escape will find the victim yanked back to the target area. The early game will be incredibly important for the Butcher. You will need to acquire as much fresh meat as possible before team fights begin. The Butcher can obtain large stacks of meat by slaying minions in lane and consuming the meat they drop. Another option would be to aggressively roam with a partner and seek to secure a number of early hero takedowns. Do be careful though, as this strategy risks the Butcher losing all stacks of fresh meat if he happens to suffer a death by overextending. Once a full stack of fresh meat is farmed, the Butcher should look towards isolating opposing enemies with Ruthless Onslaught. Charge into an enemy with low health and apply Butcher's brand to the target. Make sure to use Hamstring if they try to flee.
ni Chen. Before Johanna actually, si Chen yung isa sa pinakamakapal na balat na hero sa game. Kaya mahirap din siyang i-assassinate. So, he's pretty safe in that position. Pwede siyang maging careless kahit pa paano. Especially kung si ETC na not the best damage dealer, not the best ganker. Ang ginagawa niya, teka lang. Let's check out kung anong plano ng both teams natin. Kasi at this point, alam yun, parang real talk. Mahirap basahin yung mga strategy ng mga team na wala namang strategy. Kasi not the best organized team ang nakikita natin dito. Actually, some of the teams here in Heroes of the Storm, hindi pa sila ganun ka-practisado. Kaya we're seeing a lot of different builds. Gusto ko siya kasi nagpa-promote siya ng diversity. Ay, pwede pala gawin to, pwede pala gawin yan. Hindi siya masyadong stricto sa meta na ito yung malakas na hero this season, ito yung gagamitin natin, ipipick natin lagi. Kaya we come up with very interesting fights and combinations sa heroes natin. At this point, mukhang Castel is in the lead dahil nakakapasok na sila sa gate. Actually, yun pala yung yun pala yung nagagawa nila, nakapasok na sila sa gate at medyo malaking victory na yun. Pero si Lily mukhang makakauwi. Nako, hold me yung Q, Lily. Iwala lang. Trust yourself. Oh, hold me yung Q. Oh my god, ba't hindi mo yung spam? Okay, pro tip sa mga bagong players natin sa Heroes of the Storm. Pag naglilili ka, there's only one thing you need to do para manalo as Lily. And I quote Pobs in this, just hold Q and run around and be annoying. In this very, very Konya voice. Sabi niya, hey, I like this Lily guy, just hold Q and you run around. It's all you need to do to win. So, Lily, you can do it. Just hold Q, heal everyone, and do your role. Siya naman, on the other hand, is very complicated as a hero kasi kailangan mo mag-ikot-ikot and manage your cooldowns. Oh my god, Raynor! Napa-overcommit ng konti sa gitna. Sinusubukan niya ipasok yung mga gems. Unfortunately, he got sniped off. 4 yung nandun. At very delicate yung position ngayon ng Castel. Kasi unti-unti silang nasa snipe ng Pigs Might Fly in this battle. Parang feeling ko naman ng Pigs Might Fly, medyo natuto sila sa laban nila kanina sa hype dahil nagiging medyo deliberate sa kanilang pag-push. Noona nila yung mid, binasag nila yung gate ng mid, and ngayon binasag nila yung gate ng top. Ngayon mamaya siguro babasagin nila yung gate ng bottom. Or maybe just go for a push with the spiders kasi nasa kanila na. They have the spiders. They're gonna use it. They're gonna be pushing around. Pressure nila nag-a-apply in all 3 lanes. And somehow, actually, nag-work out yung kay Chen. Hindi ko alam kung paano, pero he's making it work. And I admire him for that. Here we go. With the pushes coming in. Gwapo ako. Tsaka si Hakuya Yui. Sinusubukan. Depensahan ang top and mid. Walang nagde-depensa. It's so vulnerable. Chino Mags. Soloing niya. Sabi niya, akin to. I'm gonna do what I can. Katipunan ng Gustavo. Pumapasok si Chen. I don't know kung anong kinain niya. Pero pumasok sa loob. Sabi niya, no, I can tank this. And mukhang natangin naman niya. At siya ay successful. Gwapo ako. And Hiraku. Oh my god. First field. Pumasok si Taiko. Sinusubukan granadahin. Hindi doon succeed. Bumagsak. Si Gwapo ako. Medyo nangati ang ulo niya doon. Tandaan mo, 3 hero yan. You have to be careful. At may spider pa sa likod. Gustavo. Moving back very wisely kasi mahirap na ang mas-snipe. Guys, remember, okay magdepensa ng base, but remember, mas importante ang buhay mo. Huwag kang mamamatay. Hintayin mo na lang yung teammates mo. Keep calm and defend as a team. Hindi importante sa Heroes of the Storm. Speaking of defending as a team, here we go. Araku, Gwapo ako, tsaka Gustavo. Pumapasok, the laser drill, focusing on Vala in a good spot. Kaya lang at the last moment, pumunta kay Gwapo ako. At yan kay Gustavo, which falls down sa sheer amount of DPS ng Pigs Might Fly. On the other hand, we have Distortion at saka si J Battle Pants andito sa gitna. Naghahampasan, hindi ko alam kung paano sila magkakapatayan dahil isang support yan at saka isang tangke. Pero ngayon, ang push ng Pigs Might Fly, it's gonna be weak. Medyo ihina yan dahil wala na yung spiders nila. Pero ang ganda pa rin ng nila. Nakakapag-snipe pa rin sila ng mga heroes kahit papano. And it looks like hindi na masyadong tatagal ang paghihintay natin sa susunod na batch dahil nagto-turn in na ang Pigs Might Fly ng kanilang mga gems na nakuha nila habang nagpo-push sila, which is very good. Kumbaga, napag-isa mo na yung clash mo at saka yung paggawa mo ng objectives. Yun yung magandang part ng Spider. Tomb of the Spider Queen ngayon. Lily barely getting out. I don't know. Just spam your Q, man. Spam your Q. Kung ano yan, kung hold mo lang yung Q, kahit masira yung Q ng keyboard mo, basta pag Lily ka, automatic mananalo ka. Pero at this point, mukhang magulo na talaga ang laban natin. Si Johanna at si Chen, yung dalawang mabigat na tangke natin, tinatangke yung bottom lane sa pagpupush nila. Sa mid lane, meron naman tayong Vala, Tassadar, at saka si Sylvana, si Chino Max, Battle Pants, si Yakuya-yu. Hirap basahin yan Si Gustavo naman, susubukan tulungan si ETC. Ngayon, finally, nag-level 10 ang Team Castel. At ngayon, sunutin natin kung maging effective to sa pag-push nila. There's the ultimate galing kay Lily. Unfortunately, nag-kick in na rin ang mga heroic abilities ng Fix My Fly at unti-unti nang napipita sa mga heroes natin. Top. Mukhang bumagsak na si Tychus. Vice defensive force skill there galing kay J Battle Pants. At mukhang makakauwi ng maayos ang Fix My Fly. On the other hand, sa mid lane, si Chino Max, nagpo-push out lang siya. Sabi niya, alam kong pakialam kahit may spider ka. Di ba ako kilala? Si Sylvanas ako, kaya akong kainin niya ng basta-basta. Pero ito, sapalaran pa rin sila dito sa baba. Hindi ko alam kung anong balak ng bottom lane na Fix My Fly dahil wala naman silang damage. Puro tangke yan, si Hero, si si Chen. Ayan. Si Chen, di natin kasi wala talaga silang damage, Puro defensive abilities Dapat si Tassadar, hindi naman siya assassin. He's more of a shielder. Ngayon, dumating si Sylvanas at hindi na nagbibigay sa kanila ng kailangan nilang DPS. Mukhang nag-stall lang sila. Take a lot of damage. And then ngayon, nag-converge sila sa team, as a team. Etong convergence na to, ang magbibigay sa kanila ng pushing power para pumasok sa mga final keeps na natitira para sa Castello. Now, we have 27 over 55. So, do they have enough? Let's check. Actually, sobra pa. Check natin. Ayan sa taas. Actually, dito sa board medyo nakakalito dahil sa scoreboard sila yung pula. Pero, sobra pa yung kaya nila. They just need to turn in at mag-push. And here we go. Like 6 more. Just another smooth turn in. And pupunta na ang susunod na chapter ng pag-push nila ng malakas. Itong mahirap talaga sa Spider Queen dahil pag nakuha ng kalaban mo yung objective, hindi lang isang lane ang mapupush compared to, wait lang, mamaya lang natin pag-usapan yan. There's the mosh pit, ang stun, mukhang ito na yung kailangan talaga ng Castello, kaya lang nakauwi si Tassadar, hinahabol ni Lily at ngayon ang nangyari sila yung nabibait at hindi sila makapag-position ng maayos. Si Muro din na pa-overcommit dun sa harap at naiwan siya. Masyado sila naging excited. Isang magandang mosh pit galing kay ETC, galing kay Distortion. Kaya lang hindi nila naalala na kailangan mo ng positioning in that sense. Ngayon, ang Fix My Fly, nagpo-push out na lang. Sinusubukan na lang i-push ang final keeps ng red team para matapos na ang laro. Si Lily mukhang kailangan umuwi. At siya ay nagiging sugatan na ang mga heroic abilities. Binabato na si Raynor. Umaatake dito sa mid. Ay, actually, tinatry niyang depensahan pala ang mid dahil medyo hirap na talaga. Unfortunately for him, the rest ng team ng Fix My Fly nasa taas at sila ay handang-handa para tapusin na ito. There's the laser focus firing sa core. Ang mga last ng spiders andito na. At mukhang hindi na patatagalin ng laro. Si ETC hindi na makakauwi. Oy! Ayan, sinabi na. Naging beef jerky na si Raynor. Ang guli niyang stim pack. Ito na, kinain na. There's the wailing arrow out of nowhere. And ngayon, hindi ko alam kung bakit nila sinatay. Patayin ang mga kabilang team. Just focus fire on the core, guys. Mukhang pinaglalaroan pa nila. Parang trap ng mga daga. Ayaw nila tapusin agad yung laro. At minsan, pag ginagawa to ng kabilang team, tandaan nyo, may danger na pwede kayong makain. So, pag gagawin nyo to, just be careful, guys. Alright, ang continuous pushing talaga ng Fix My Fly, pinapakita nila yung prowess nila as a team dahil unti-unti sila pupasok to. Si Chen, ang tigas ng balat niyan. Tingnan mo, kahit inaatake na ng core, inaatake na ng ibang team, tinatangke niya pa rin habang papasok ng mga team niya. Ayan, kitang-kita natin si Tassadar pumapasok sa isang magandang position. Kailangan niyang patayin lang yung mga creeps na yan. Kailangan niyang i-bait yung kabilang team para mag-commit na mag-push sa kanya. Pag nangyari yun, pwede siyang maging catalyst for destruction sa kabilang team. Ito si Chen, kahit paano nakapag-escape, nakauwi siya dahil ganoon talaga siya katigas as a tank hero, and which is why isa siya sa mga pinaka-nakakaasar na selection sa Heroes of the Storm. I don't know why, kung bakit, or siguro maybe dahil si Johanna na-release. Pero si Chen hindi ko na masyado nakikita sa mga professional games. But nakita niyo naman yung potential niya to be one of the tankiest heroes in the game. So maybe he's a backliner in terms of picks. But if kung marunong gumagawa sa kanya, it can work. I've seen it work. Actually, isa ako sa mga haters ni Chen. Pag nakita ko siya sa Hero League, sabi ko, nakakaasar yung mga yan. And you better be careful. Alright, nakuha na ng Pigs Might Fly ang boss. Popasok na, nagmamarcha na ang Sphinx. And si Vala, sinusubukan i-snipe si Tassadar. Unfortunately, masyado siya malayo in position na not the best. This is it, guys. The boss marching in to the core. And ini-stun na yung kabilang team. Habang nangyayari itong Pigs Might Fly, inuunti-unti, iniisa-isa ang mga miyembro ng Castle. Paikot-ikot lang sila. Ops, saan ka maliligaw? Dito ka. Lumapit ka sa akin, sabi ni Johanna. Come with me, stay with me. We will have some fun together. Down at 60% ang core ng Castle. Unti-unti na silang hinahampa. Si Chen nandito. Nagiging napang-asar lang talaga. It's like, sige, tirahin nyo to. Okay lang, tatangking ko yan. And it looks like this is it. The third place team for Davao Qualifier is Castle. So, good game, guys. And we'll be back. Actually, ayan, wait. Yeah,
brand, he will fall quickly to your focused assault.
Fresh meat.
Let us know in the comments if you have any great tips for how to get the most out of the Butcher. We look forward to seeing what players can do with this terrifying melee assassin. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and follow us around the web for all current news about Heroes of the Storm. We'll see you in the Nexus.
There is an eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. For the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
Alright guys, welcome back. Andito na tayo sa finals ng Davao leg for Heroes of the Storm. And finally, makikita na rin natin yung Battlefield of Eternity na map na kanina ko pa gusto makita sa tournament. Alright, nandito na tayo ngayon sa drafting phase. Ang blue team natin, ang ROG, NetShop, and ang red team is ang Team Hype. For the bans, ang pinili ng ROG is Sylvanas and ang Hype pinili nila is The Butcher. Naintindihan ko na ito yung understanding ko kung bakit nila binan si Sylvanas dahil malakas ang pushing power niya and she can hold position using yung wailing arrow niya for silence. Ngayon, ang Team Hype naman, kaya nila binan si Butcher dahil unang-una, bagong hero si Butcher, nakakatakot and medyo hindi pa siya tuned. OP, medyo lang. Hindi pa siya tuned and medyo malakas pa siya. So, they're just taking care of it. Make sure, kumbaga respect ban lang, then respect ban. Ngayon, nakakatakot din kasi malaki din yung mapa eh. So, nakakatakot siya kung saan magpapasok. Ang dami pwedeng pasikot-sikutan ni Butcher dyan. Pero, the same could be said for the rest of the heroes naman. Ang mga picks ngayon ng ROG is Kael'thas, Lily, Muradin. Decent enough. Magiging poke build sila. Standard build na nasa likod si Kael'thas, si Muradin nasa harap, nagbabato ng mga stuns, tapos si Lily nagsusupport. On the other hand naman, sa Team Hype, ang mga current picks nila is Anubarak, Johanna, and Gina. Medyo magiging dive composition sila. Dahil si Anubarak magiging initiate siya. Hindi siya magiging tangke. Siya yung magiging papasok siya, magkukos siya ng mayhem. Si Johanna naman, siya yung magdi-display sa mga kalaban nila. At hayaan niya na magulo, kumbaga. Siya magbabato ng mga siya, dali ka dito. Tapos si Jaina, tsaka si Vala, Strafe, at tsaka Blizzard. Naku, napakasakit niyan. Tignan natin kung ano yung magiging counter pick ng ROG sa pick ng, Zero Tool. Si Zero Tool, okay lang. Okay lang si Zero Tool tsaka si Thrall. Actually, dahil malambot si Jaina tsaka si Vala, kailangan nila ng someone na mag-hunt around sa mapa. Especially ngayon sa Battlefield of Eternity na heavy sa engagements dahil dun sa dalawang immortal na nakikita natin sa gitna. Decent choices si Zero Tool tsaka si Thrall dahil pwede silang mag-pick off ng mga malalambot na hero, which is Jaina tsaka si Vala, and yung area denial ni Zero Tool na Void Prison tsaka yung kay Thrall na Sundering, pwedeng maging choice din yun. Or pwedeng Earthquake, kumbaga pang stun para mag-finish off si Kael'thas. Tandaan nyo guys, nakakatakot ang damage ni Kael'thas. Tapos may Zero Tool ka pa, nako, tignan na lang natin. On the other hand naman, yung support pick ng Team Hype is Uther. One of the best support dito sa Heroes of the Storm. At least so far. Nag-kick in na yung mga patches natin for Brightwing and Lily. Understand ko is bago sila. So magaganda yung mga strategy nila. Actually nakita ko na si Brightwing nung nung naglaro kami. Ang ganda nung area. Para siyang Tassadar na nag-heal. Yun yung description ko sa kanya. So excited ako kung makita yun. But for now, kumbaga, kung safe ka, kung saan ka safe, kung saan ka relaxed, kung saan ka sure, dun ka hawak. Syempre finals na to. Hindi ka basta-basta pwedeng gumawa ng mga kung ano-anong kawirduhan, di ba? Kaya decent choice, good choice. All in all, kung papapiliin ako sa lineup, mas versatile ang lineup ng Team Hype dahil dalawa yung tank nila, meron silang burst heal, tsaka meron siyang dalawang damager. Sa ROG naman, I don't know, it could work. Yung heal ni Lily, magiging malaking bagay yan sa pag-engage nila. Zero Tool probably gonna just go around picking off people. And Thrall, siguro kasama niya si Muradin. Nasa harap sila. Kung ako si Thrall, bibuild ko sa kanya, medyo tanky para pwede siyang humarap. Dahil otherwise, yung hero nila kulang sa mga matitigas na harap, sa pagharap ng mga kalaban. And I think we're still setting up the game. So, just hang in there, guys. Once the game starts, we'll be back. Pero for now, sino sa tingin niyo yung mas maganda, mas versatile yung lineup? I said my thoughts, pero kung may gusto kayong i-mention sa chat, please do. And I'll see you around once the game begins. Alright guys, welcome back. Andito na tayo. It's gonna be the final best of 3 to for ROG Net Shop and Team Hype sa Davao Qualifier ng Heroes of the Storm. And we're gonna go in guns blazing sa so far favorite map ko. Hindi na dahil bago siya, hindi dahil masaya siya. Dito tayo sa Battlefield of Eternity. Ito yung lineup ng team natin. ROG Net Shop went with Kilthas, Lily, Muradin, Zeratul, and Thrall. And Team Hype went for Uther, Vala, Jaina, Johanna, Anubara. Medyo mainit ang mga build na to. At hindi ako makapaghintay kung anong mangyayari. So, pang nakapag-load na yung game, let's go in and see kung anong mangyayari sa laban nila. Beautiful map. Look at that map! Ganda oh. Hindi nga pala naman yung UI dito. Big imposing angel demon thing sa gitna. Sa kabila, ang napaka-bright angel. Tingnan natin kung sino magwawagi. The forces of evil or the forces of darkness. On the left side, ang ROG. On the right side, ang Team Hype. 4-1 ang mukhang maggagang ang Team Hype dito. Pro tip lang sa mga hindi naglalaro masyadong ng heroes or baguhan lang, pag nag 4-1 ka na lineup, which is 4 sa isang lane, isa sa isa, kabila, means na maghahanap ka ng kills. Ang 3-2 naman, ang ginagawa ng ROG, mas stable sila. Like, keep calm, wag muna tayong gumawa ng anything crazy. So, 2-3 sila. Dalawa sa baba, tatlo sa baba, dalawa sa taas. Ngayon, kita mo, aggressive na aggressive ang Hype. Sabi nila, let's do some damage. Dito tayo, gumawa tayo ng damage dahil magugulat sila dahil 4 tayo. Wala silang magagawa. Lili lang yan at saka Muro din. Tanke lang yan at saka healer. Doon sila bugbugin. Ito naman, sa baba, si Jet, kailangan niya maging careful. Kailangan niya maging tawag doon. Kailangan niya magtaka. At may tamang hinala ka dyan dahil hindi mo alam na may nakatago pala. At kitang-kita mo si Kiltras at si Thrall. Kayang-kaya ko yan. Pero naspata niya, si Zeratul. Mukhang nagkamali ng pindot ng konti si Zeratul. Doon natabuli. Yaso siya. Pero dito sa taas, si Hype, mga Hype, si Bandit, si Ghost, si Newbie King. Tsaka kung sino man si Jaina dahil blinded siya, si Rai. Talagang galit na galit sila. Ayaw nila masyadong kalmay. Sabi nila, gusto ko action! Ang pasan kagad! Sirayan mo yung gate nila! Yun ang gusto ko labanan dahil in 6 seconds, lalabas na yung dalawang immortal at kung sa tingin mo tapos na action, hindi boys, mag-uumpisa pa lang. Si Rai, Newbie King, si Hype Bandits, saka si Hype Ghost, nilalabanan si Helena Silver at saka si The Demo. Hindi na lumabas na yung dalawang immortal. Ang demonyo dito sa baba, hinahampas ng ROG. Gusto nilang pisahan. Tanda, ang rules pala dito sa mapa na to guys is kung sino yung matira na immortal. Kasi nakita mo may dalawang immortal na naglalaban sa taas. Ang angel at saka ang demonyo. Kung sinong hindi mamatay, magpupush yan para sa team mo. Kumbaga isang malaking golem yan. Ayun, ang technique dyan is kailangan mong depensahan yung golem mo at atakin yung sa kalaban mo. Pero mukhang hindi yun ang ginagawa ng teams natin dahil ang team hype talagang sabi nila, wow, we don't die, we multiply. Sugod lang tayo sa taas. Huwag natin pansinin yung ancient natin. We have to push out, do some damage. Kasi itong first ancient na to, as always, hindi naman siya ganun ka-significant. Dahil kung, hindi pa siya nag-skill up, hindi pa siya nakakatakot. Pwede nyo pang depensahan yan. Kung ginagawa nila, sinuunahin nila to. Kahit alam nilang medyo mag-lose sila dun sa battle sa gitna. Sugod pa rin sila ng sugod. Ayan, umpisa. tirahin lang natin yung tong, ano na to, tong keep na to dahil masyadong preoccupied sa objective yung kabilang team. Which is a very meta thing to do. Parang sabi nila, yun, parang, kumbaga hipster sila. Hindi natin susundin yung objective. Gagawa tayo. We're gonna do our own thing. And mukhang nag-succeed naman para sa kanila. Ngayon, dahil tapos na yung ancient natin, yung immortal rather, nakapag-recharge na siya, nakuha niya na ang kapangyarihan ng mga angels. Siya naman na mag-push para sa ROG. Ang kailangan naman gawin ng hype dito is magdepensa. Kailangan nila na sabihin na hindi ka, none shall pass, you shall not pass. And since bagong, pa lang naman, first lang naman to, hindi pa siya ganun ka, wait, never mind, nasakit na. Wow! Grabe, in fairness, malakas yung damage niya, kahit pa paano, grabe, tatlong hampas lang yung torre, na-push sila. So, ngayon, naiintindihan ko lang kung bakit hindi masyadong ginagawa yung strategy nila. Kasi kahit na-push mo nga, itong base na to, paglabas naman nung ancient, sabog pa rin yung gate mo. Medyo nakalamang lang kayo ng konti, pero ganun din. Natalo din kayo sa sa clash. In fairness, medyo in the lead nga, hype, ay ang ROG. In terms of, of experience, kahit pa paano. Pero ang hype, slowly catching up. Mukhang sila na ang umahabol ngayon. At very strange thing na nangyayari dito sa mapa natin. Kasi ang Battlefield of Eternity, na-advertise ng Blizzard na itong mapa na to, mapo-force kayong maghampasan ng kabilang team. Constant battles, constant team fights ang mangyayari dito. Pero tinan mo yung nangyayari. Wala. Di sila nagpapansinan. Sabi nila, okay, base race na lang tayo from 4-minute mark. The best team win na lang, kumbaga, yun ang ginagawa nila. Kasi walang nagdedepensa for both teams. Si Literal, mukhang umuwi. Si Blood Ninja, mukhang susubukan niya magdepensa. Kaya lang, nakakalimutan mo. Nagkakaroon na ng access sa mercenaries ang Team Hype. Ang team naman, ang blue team naman natin, ang ROG, mukhang nag-fallback na sila at hindi sila nag-push. Playing safe lang sila. Pero bago umuwi ang Team Hype, sabi nila, mag-iiwan tayo ng regalo para sa kabilang team. Kunin natin yung mercenaries. Sa atin na lang yun. At yun ang ginawa nila. Ngayon, si Helena Silver at si Dino mukhang naspatan dito. Wow, makakauwi pa kasi si Dino. Nurture support si Zeratul, hinahampas si Jaina. Kaya lang mayroon siyang magandang support sa baba at hindi siya mamamatay. Ngayon, Bugaw, mukhang namali ka ng napasukan. Nakita ka, 2 for 1 for free. At eto na, saktong-sakto, dumating na ang second match ng Ancients natin. Check natin ang mga stats natin, ng mga teams natin. Team Hype, mukhang ang pinakamalakas dito si Jaina as expected sa kanyang mga damage. At for our ROG, si Kael'thas naman ang malakas. Alright, kitang-kita mo. Pag dumating pala ng 50% ang either ng Immortal, lilipat sila ng pwesto. Makikita mo yung napakagandang Dragon Ball animation na tinatawag nila. Talagang laban ng pinapakita dito sa Battlefields of Eternity. Ngayon, hindi ko alam kung anong plano ng hype. Hinahayaan lang ba nila na mag-damage yung ROG sa Immortal nila? Kasi parang wala lang din Pero actually, wait, nakita ko na. Parang nag-stall lang sila. Hintayin nila maging placement. Oy, ang ganda ng stun na yun, Aabot kaya. Unti-unti nang nawawala ng buhay ang ROG. At yun na, naaabot na sila. Grabe, good engagement there. Naubos yung buhay ng Immortal nila. Pero wala na rin naman ang ROG. So pwede nilang habulin yan gamit ang spells nila habang nagre-respawn ng kabilang team. So hindi magiging ganun kalakas yung pampush nila. Pero on the other hand, meron silang mercenary sa taas. At saka meron silang team fights na nakuha kahit papano. So ayan na nga. Tapos na ang panahon ng mga anghel, ang panahon ng demonyo ay nag-uumpisa pa lang. Mag-push na ang top para sa Team Hype. At meron na lang silang heroic. 2 levels down ang ROG. So hindi pa naman sila out of the game at any reasonable amount. Pero medyo behind sila. Kailangan nilang bumawi at kailangan nilang pumatay. Puro pick off assassinate sa mga heroes. Kaya lang medyo mahirap to at this point dahil ang Team Hype masyado silang organized. Ito mo magkakadikit sila. And ito, trying to take care of the Immortal para sa ROG. Pero ang Team Hype pumapasok. Sinusubukan nilang tapusin na kaagad ang team. Oh, nice catch there kay Zeratul. Kay Mura din. Si Kael'thas na lang natitira ng damage dealer dito. Support si Lily. Sinusubukan niya talagang i-keep ang team na to dahil importante si Kiltas. Pag nawala siya pag nawala siya, wala lang damage dito. So kailangan nilang bumalik. At si Tral, hindi naman siya ganun like I expected. More on damage dealer siya. Pero tong team hype na to ay talagang kumbaga sa mga army ng mundo, America sila shock and awe yung method ng pag-atake nila. Let's go in, huwag na tayong mag-lane. Let's break the meta. Pumasok tayo, deal as much damage, then go back. Mag-mercs tayo, and then we'll go back again and attack. Paulit-ulit lang yan, PUU, pero mukhang effective naman. Siguro bumagsak pa. Grabe, the Peter, Blood Ninja at Totoy Bugaw. Naiwan si Lily, pero nakapag-level na sila. So, meron na silang magagandang combos dito. Hindi ko gusto yung placement ng Earthquake na yon. Pero, at the very least, na-isolate ang mga heroes. Nice pick-off kay Jaina, galit kay Totoy Bugaw. Si Nubicake mukhang babagsak pa, pero nakakalimutan natin na siya nga pala si Johanna. So, hindi siya babagsak. Kayang-kaya niya itong mag-survive. At ngayon, mag-pull back na ang team hype. Sabi nila, that's enough guys. Let's go back. We have to be stable. Huwag tayong mag-YOLO sa team natin. And speaking of YOLO, si Hadjed nahuli, pero si Blood Ninja mukhang na-counter huli. At si Helena Silver, sinusubukan i-heal si Diana. There's the heroic ability. Si Peter, walang mana. Hindi ko alam kung paano siya nag-expect na gumawa ng damage. They have to go back. Kailangan nilang mag-relax muna sila. They have to recover from that. And yan, ang problema ngayon ng ROG is pagdating naman yung mga immortal. And since leading sa level ang hype natin, medyo magigitagilid sila sa match na to. Kailangan nila mag-rely sa damage ng ancient nila to help. Unfortunately, yun pala yung mukhang mangyayari. Kaya lang mukhang nag-decide sila na hindi nila depensahan May the best man win na naman tong team na to. Wala masyadong wala masyado silang hot blood para makipaglaban, sabi nila. Okay, unahan na lang tayo sa Immortal. Unfortunately, nandiyan si Nubicake disrupting kung ano man yung plano nila dahil nandiyan si Johanna, hinahampas-hampas niya ng mga not necessarily to kill skills, pero to annoy and disrupt. Okay, ito na, pumapasok na ang team hype. Ayan ang mga heroic nila pumapasok. Nang una si Tral went down, sunod si Kiltas. Grabe, this is just a cleanup para sa team hype. Mali yung pwesto na nagawa ng ROG at unti-unti sila na kinakain ng organizational skills ng team hype at sa kanila na at this point ang pag-push mo ang magkakaroon na ng second immortal push para sa team hype in this game. 10 minutes into the game, ang pinakamalakas sa damage dealer ng game na to looks like it's gonna be Vala, surprisingly enough. Kasi usually si Jaina yung makikita mo pero it looks like more on PvE yung damage ni Jaina. Grabe. At gusto ko pala to note na in this game, gusto ko yung bagong role panel ng heroes natin. Dahil makikita mo, ilan yung natatank na damage ng tanke. 21k para kay Johanna, 23k para kay Muradin. So alam mo na nagpa-participate yung tank mo in a very solid manner. Wow, hindi ko alam kung anong inisip ni Uther doon, pero hindi siya umabot at kinailangan niyang magsakripisyo ng buhay, pero mukhang nakuha naman nila ay mercenaries. Fortunately for them, pumasok na rin ang immortal ng team hype. Pumapasok na sila. Gonna see if they can push out hanggang sa keep ng ROG. And ROG, sinusubukan lang depensahan as much as they can kasi nakikita mo naman, I stand corrected from the early game. At offset, malakas talaga ang damage ng Immortal sa building. Kita mo, lakas ng mga hampas, isa lang Pak! Nihintay ko lang yung magagandang engagement si Kill, tapos pumasok, there's the Phoenix, si Hype Jed with the strafe. Unfortunately, wala masyadong nagawa. Ang lakas ng healing ni Lily. This is what I keep saying. Pag si Lily nag-heal, kailangan talagang you have to keep watch. Peter out of position. Hinahampas ni Jaina at saka ni Johanna. There's the condemn at nako, mukhang ang team Hype ay lilinisan na naman ang ating blue team na team ROG. Si Lily nasa labas. Na-pick off ng walang kamalay-malay. Si Muradin ang tangke, ang huli pa na namatay. Tsaka ay nakauwi. Actually, kung ako, one of my personal rules pala guys, pag ako yung tangke, kailangan ako yung unang mamamatay usually. Dahil ako yung tangke, okay lang yun. Yeah, it's your job. You have your job to take damage. At pag namatay ka, ibig sabihin, hindi mo na manage yung damage ng kalaban mo, di ba? Or na-focus fire ka. Pero yun yung parang nakakahiya na ikaw yung tangkay kayo uuwi. But you know, that's a personal opinion of mine. Abang nangyayari yan, si Johanna mukhang pinofocus fire ng lahat. Guys, remember, do not focus fire Johanna. He is immortal. Kahit anong gawin mo, there's the bait bala coming in with the strafe. Si Blood Ninja, ang huling natira actually na si Peter. Ay, hindi rin tumagal. At haba pala nangyayari itong napaka-init na push na to sa bottom. Yung top nila ay mukhang kinakain na rin just by the creeps. Itong mga maliliit na lang to, hindi na nasagot ng ano yan, ng ROG. At itong Team Hype, mukhang libreng-libre na sila sa paglinis ng team ng ROG. Unfortunately, for ROG, meron pa silang 10 seconds bago sila makompleto. At kayang-kayang gamitin to ng Team Hype para gumawa ng damage at para umuwi. The most logical thing to do, you know. Pag nakakuha ka na ng damage, just go back, heal up, and get ready for the next fight, which is coming in right about now. Coming in ang Team ROG, pumapasok, sinusubukan kunin yung mga mercenary camps. Unfortunately, kulang sila, naghihintay ang Team Hype. Andito yung damage nila at unti-unti silang nauubos. My God, ang ganda ng positioning doon ng Team Hype. Akala ko mamamatay na sila, pero kulang lang talaga sa damage ROG. ROG naman, they're doing what they can. Kailangan nila mag-stabilize. Kunin muna nila yung mga creeps nila. Unfortunately, wala sila masyadong oras dito dahil once na mag-go down yung immortal nila, makakapag-push na naman yun ng masakit. At tandaan nyo guys, masakit pumampas ang immortal sa laro na to. Delikado yun. Kailangan nilang pumasok agad. Unfortunately, hindi sila pwede basta-basta pumasok. So, medyo in a tough position sila in this game. Wow! I don't know guys, bakit yun yung una si Johanna? Do not go for Johanna. This is one lesson na kailangan matutunan ng ROG is huwag niyo unahin si Johanna. Johanna is for last. Wala siya masyadong damage. Puro tanking lang siya. At kitang-kita mo naman, habang nauubos yung skills mo na pagbabato sa tank mo na kayang mag-heal up, pwedeng mag-dive in yung kabilang team mo. Yung rest of the team at pwede kang madamage siya. There's the earthquake galing kay Troll. Unfortunately, with the shield bash from Johanna, na-stun sila at hindi sila nakatago. Nakapagtapos ng pag-uwi ng buhay. Ngayon, libreng-libre na para sa Team Hype na kunin ang mga immortals ng kalaban. At once again, pag nag-push to, kitang-kita mo guys, 30,000 na yung HP nung immortal. Basically, untouched pa siya. Ngayon, nakikita mo kung 100 skull golem malakas mag-push. Paano kaya ito? Honestly, this is like the first time ko makikita yung pag-push ng immortal na punong-puno HP na wala man lang top yes. At hindi ko nakakatakot. This is gonna be very very scary, especially for Team ROG kasi nasa last leg na sila. They're in their last legs of life. Malapit na sila. Kumbaga, ang oras sila ay binibilang na lang. Team Hype unti-unti nagmamarcha, hinihintay na lang nila ang representative ng kapangyarihan nila, their hard-won immortal. Papasok na, nagmamarcha sa core. Anong laki pa ng shields niya? Yung shields niya, tandaan mo guys, may special ability siya pag shields. Hindi yan na-atake ng melee hanggat may shields yan. And it's gonna take a long time to try and take care of that. Ano kaya ang plano nito? There's the earthquake galing kay Thrall. Sinusubukan pa rin hampasin si Johanna. One of the biggest mistakes I keep telling you guys, do not go for Johanna. Mag-recover lang siya, and once it hits, and you're not gonna get that easily. There's the nice Void Prison galing kay Zeratul. Unfortunately, at this location, kung nakalino si kill, nandun yung most ng damage. But it looks like it doesn't matter because just like that, Game 1 has gone to Team Hype. GG. Hindi ko na napansin. Napaka-intense nung laban sa just before, 'di ba? Kita mo habang nakikipaghampasan sila doon, yung ancient, yung immortal natitira mag-isa. Kumbaga, nagsisibak ng kahoy. Magtanim ay di biro. Namatay yung team ng dahil doon. So, good job. First game goes to Team Hype. And ano kaya ang pipiliin na mapa ng ROG to come back? So we will be setting it up, guys. Just stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a bit with the draft for Game 2 on the Davao Qualifiers here sa Heroes of the Storm. Once again, ako nga pala si Ark, and just relax. Ano yung mga nakita nyo sa game? What things could ROG have done para makabalik sila with their lineup? Can you guys think of anything, any suggestions? Paano magiging approach nila sa game na to para makapasok sila and manalo? Just sabihin nyo sa chat, and let's see kung ano mga suggestions ang makikita nila.
Launch detected.
There is an eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. for the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
Okay guys, welcome back sa finals natin ng for Davao Qualifier. Andito na tayo sa drafting phase. ROG and Team Hype 1-0 na sila. Tingnan natin kung makakabalik ROG. But for now, tingnan natin yung drafting ng both teams. So far, ang ban ng ROG is Johanna. Mukhang naging respect ban to from last game kasi kitang-kita mo naman yung effectivity ng kanyang pag-control ng area. For Team Hype, hindi ko alam kung bakit mura din yung ginawa nila. I guess maliit kasi yung mapa. Pwede na lang gamitin yun as yung stunts niya in a very confined space. Medyo nakakatakot siguro. Kaya yun yung pinik nila. Which is why, I don't know, I wouldn't pick. Si Muna din parang he's not that much pick naman eh. So, probably something more, at least in my opinion, na hindi worth yung isa mong ban gagamitin mo kay Muradin. Hindi naman siya ganun ka game changing eh, at least in my opinion. But yun yung pinili ng Team Hype. Maybe there is an underlying strategy na pinaplano nila. Malay mo yung lineup nila maganda, ang weakness lang si Muradin sa mga stuns. Kasi kung isipin mo, now that I think about it, that might be the reason. But we'll get into that in a bit. Tignan muna natin yung picks ng both teams natin. For ROG, they went with Sonia, Sylvanas, and Raynor. Mukhang magiging si Barbarian yan. The Barbarian from Diablo 3. Makikita natin. Wow. This is a very interesting build. Okay. We'll talk about that. Sonia, Sylvanas, Raynor, Tychus, and Malfurion. Malfurion, good AoE heals, good support. Madaming changes na nangyari sa kanya in this game. Sylvanas, gonna be at the back, she's very very good dito sa mapa sa Haunted Mines. She can push, she can attack. Kukuhanin niya yung Wailing Arrow. She can deal a ton of CC in a confined space dahil tandaan nyo, claustrophobically small ang mapa ng Haunted Mines at hindi ka basta-basta pwedeng mag-iikot dyan. At kung ngayon may AoE abilities ka, malaking bagay yan dito sa Haunted Mines. Wait lang. Before we go, let me just... Okay, wala pang lobby. So we'll continue on analyzing it. Alright, so Raynor and Tychus, decent heroes. Malakas si Tychus until recently, he was one of the best assassins. Medyo na-nerf siya ng konti. So he's not picked as much. Raynor, solid build. Solid hero. He's a bit of a, kumbaga siya yung noob-tube. Pag bago ka sa hero, siya nang ibibigay sa'yo si Raynor. Pero kung magaling ka at alam mo yung mechanics niya, ng stutter step timings, ng stim packs, adrenaline rush, kung kailan ka mag-hype yun, he could be a very very good contender in terms of damage and pushing na pwede niyang isama conjunction kay Sylvanas. So, decent lineup. I would have preferred na something more tough in terms of tanking. Si Sonya, not the best tank hero in Heroes of the Storm. Hindi siya ganun katigas. Hindi rin siya ganun kalakas yung damage. More of, jack of all trades, but master of none. So, it's a decent choice. For team hype naman, we have Butcher, we have Anubarak, we have Vala, we have Uther, and Abathur. Obviously, si Anubarak yung magiging tanke nila. Again, magpi-play out yung kanyang heroic ability dito. Sorry, I was just checking kung mayroon na tayong lobby. Yung heroic ability niya na Locust Swarm. Again, small map, malakas na engagements, magandang engagements. Pag nagkaipon-ipon yan, magkakadikit-dikit yan, tapos nag-Locust Swarm ka, insta-heal yan kay Anubarak. So magkakaroon siya ng konting self-heal. And kung ipapartner mo siya kay Uther na may burst heal, gamit yung Holy Light niya tsaka yung Wave of Light, mahirap patayin to si Anubarak in this map. We also have Butcher and Vala, pinakamalakas na DPS heroes natin. Naisip ko na ngayon kung bakit nila binan si Muradin. In this location, in this map, si Muradin, pag sumugod siya, pwede niyang ispan yung si Butcher tsaka si Vala. And hindi makakagalaw yung kabilang team. Diba? Medyo mahirap yan Si Butcher tsaka si Vala, sobrang lalambot niyan dalawang yan. Pag na-single out mo yan, automatic patay yan. So, I think that's the reason why they picked Muradin. Nakakatakot yung mga stuns niya. Which is why Butcher and Vala is gonna be very, very effective ngayon sa mapa na to. Dahil, sipin mo naman, walang stuns yung kabilang team. At the most, they have days galing kay Tychus. Otherwise, walang mangyayari. And that's very, very scary. Kasi, pag pumasok na si Butcher, tapos, no way ka para ma-disable siya. There's no way for him to disable you. Automatic patay ka. I don't know how ROG is gonna compensate for this, but I hope they find a way. Medyo siguro focus pa nila with their DPS. Atakin kagad nila si Butcher or si Vala. Once they do that, significantly mawawala yung DPS ng team hype. So I think it's possible. It's possible. Pwede mo namang i-stun, I guess, si Butcher, si Vala. At the very least root gamit yung kay Malfurion, yung kanyang root ability. For Abathur is great support. Very small map. Pwede niyang gamitin yung yung ultimate evolution niya for team fights, pero mukhang magiging abomination lang ilalabas dito. Kasi pwede siya mag-counter push on both lanes. Let's say busy yung kalaban mo sa Haunted Mines, sa baba sila. Yung yung abomination mo, magpupush lang, di ba? Habang the rest of your team goes on team fights, ikaw nandun ka, nagsisymbiote ka. So, very decent pick there. Very strategic pick. Pwede ka rin mag-set ng mines around first wave dito sa mapa na to. Like I said guys, remember 1-0 na in favor of Team Hype. Kailangan bumawi if anything ng ROG dito so the game will go on. If not, then Team Hype takes the victory and the slot to go to the finals in Manila. Okay, here we go. Nag-umpisa na ang mines. Ano kaya magiging distribution nila dito? Mukhang nagkakagulo sila. Hype go, sinahabol ni Pino. Mukhang hindi sila magiging successful. Pumasok si Butcher trying to assassinate Sonya. Unfortunately, siya pang nahuli. Kaya lang, ang trade-off niyan is they might be able to take a couple more heroes. Si Sonya bumagsak and Blood Ninja and the Peter trapped sila. Kailangan nilang mag-split up. Isa sa kanila hopefully makakauwi, ang isa hindi. It looks like both of them are gonna be able to go home. I think makakauwi si Peter. Isang magandang route lang ang aabutin niya dyan and she can go home. Blood Ninja, hindi ko alam kung bakit ka sumusugo dyan. Why? Do you want to die so much? Do not engage. Dalawa yan, boss. Kasi just retreat. Wait for reinforcements. Peter, huwag ka papasok dyan. Delikado yan eh. Wala kang HP. Si Hype Jed, maispatan ka. Pwede kanyang patayin ka agad. Tandaan nyo guys, Butcher. Matakot kayo kay Butcher. Isa sa mga pinaka nakakatakot na heroes sa Heroes of the Storm is Butcher. Kasi pag naganyan ka, pak, stun, and auto kill, diba? Kumbaga, face roll yung aabutin mo kay Butcher. Pwede kang ma-delete button ng basta-basta pag di ka nag-iingat. Kaya pag nakita mo si Butcher, sabi nga ng Blizzard, para ka nasa horror movie. You have to be careful, back down, maybe relax. Get into a more defensive position. Kasi hindi ka pwede mag-inerte pag nandyan siya. This is why he's very good dito sa Haunted Mines. It's not big, pero madami siyang hiding holes na pwede mong puntahan. Dahil maliit siya, pwede siyang mag-roam. Diba? In terms of damage though, tingnan natin kung sino ang... Actually, like I said, si Butcher, pinakamataas na hero damage in the game. With, actually, si Sonya. But for Hype, si Butcher yung malakas. Anyway, mukhang hindi na nila pinapansin. Alright, I think I got it. Ang ginagawa ng Hype is like, kumuha lang sila ng 51. Like, we don't need the whole golem. Mas malakas lang or pantay lang, okay na sa atin. Which is why they stopped at 51 and went on to push. But it looks like, na-force silang bumalik dahil maganda yung depensa na ROG. Ngayon si Helena Silver, nangunguna dito sa golem. That looks like there's a trap set up there by Team Hype. But umpisa na ang downfall ng Team ROG dahil na-solo sila dun sa harap. Yun yung problema. Pumasok yung kalaban mo, whole team. Sumunod naman kayo. Nako, hindi nyo alam, naghihintay pala sila dun sa pinto. May mainit na tubig yung nakalagay sa taas. Sa pagbukas nyo, naligo na kayo sa kumukulong alat na tubig. At ngayon, ang first golem natin, lamang na lamang in favor of Team Hype. 69-31. Kailangan magdepensa ng ROG dito sa laban na to. Nako, Rainer, just be careful. Huwag ka muna mag-push out just a bit. Kasi pwede kang mahanap. Pwede kang mastan dyan. Delikado yan, boy. Delikado yan. Blood Ninja. Huwag ka masyadong mag-inerte. Motoy Bugaw. Helena Silver. The Peter and Diano. Pumapasok dito sa baba. Sinusubukan na i-take down bago maglakad yung mga golem, which is a good idea. Kasi kung alam mo namang medyo lugi ka, edi take advantage, go for it, and then at the exact moment, go back, defend, and mitigate as much damage na kaya mo. Oy! Nako! Si Newbie Cake, mukhang makakauwi siya ng buhay. Salamat sa suporta ni Abator. Kumbaga si Abator, best support. Kung saan-saan na lang lumilipad, yun yung gusto ko sa kanya. Hindi mo kailangan umalis ng base, pero yung kaluluwa mo, yung espiritu mo nandun sa team mo at tumutulong in the most positive ways it can. At yun na, naglalakad na ang mga golem natin sa top. Ang Team Hype with 69 skulls. Inakampas na ang top ng ROG. Si Raynor naiwan mag-isa. Si Blood Ninja mukhang na focus fire pa dito. Si Uther with the stun and finally taking out si Raynor. Uncontested na ang golem na nakakatakot ng Team Hype dito sa top. Of course, kailangan mag-defend lang nila na ROG dito at kailangan nilang pumasok. Unfortunately, mahirap mag-defend. You already lost the base and now you're getting focused fired. Ayun yung nakakatakot dito sa napakalakas ng golem na to. And now, bego ng heroic abilities ang Team Hype. They're level 10. Nakikita natin, wow, mukhang yung AoE damage ni Butcher ang kinuha niya, and that's very scary. Lalo na with all the stuns na pwedeng makita dyan. Wow! Si Vala, nice combination there ng Divine Shield at saka ng Strafe. Literal, ang ginawa na niya, Divine Shield niya si Vala. So si Vala pumasok sa loob and dealt as much damage as he can. Pushing back Team ROG, and right now, this Golem is just doing so much damage. Hype Jed, medyo dinalikado na sa buhay. Kailangan niyang bumalik ng konti. Kahit si Butcher ka, hindi ka pwede basta-basta pumasok. Dahil, tanda mo si Butcher, walang escape yan. Good damage there by Team Hype. Almost taking out the keep sa top ng ROG. But they're pulling back. They gotta stabilize. They gotta wait for the next one. Medyo lamang sila sa trait dahil wala pang heroic yung ROG. Pero mukhang hindi sila nag-force ng team fights. The best things you can do pag advance ka ng talents is force team fights. Dahil alam mo lugi yung kalaban mo eh. Kung wala silang talent, kung kulang sila ng isang level ng talent sa'yo, ang laking bagay nun in fights. Especially pag may mga tanking talents ka, pagpasok ng mga level 13 or level 16 talents, nako, nakakatakot yan. But it looks like there's gonna be a team fight dito sa gitna. Pinag-aagaw nila ang mga Knights. Tingnan natin kung sino ang mas malakas. Oh, there's the Divine Shield Strife combo again ni Newbie Cake at saka ni Hype Ghost. Nakakatakot yun ha. Oh my god. That multi-shot. Hindi nila napatay yung mga hero, pero yung zoning ability nung na nagda-dive in si Vala at wala kang pwedeng gawin. Nakakatakot yun. And that worked perfectly for Team Hype. On the other hand, we have Team ROG going back, healing up. Kailangan nilang mag-defend against sa pagdating ng mga Knights na to. Good job para kay Totoy Bugao as Tychus trying to defend the location of his bottom base. Unfortunately, masyado talagang masakit. Oh my god, ayan na si Butcher. Oh my god, ang fast. There's the hamstring. He falls down easily. The Furnace Blast is coming in, taking out 2 heroes. Saan ka pupunta, Diano? My god, yun yung sinakasabi ko sa'yo. Nakakatakot si Butcher because of that ability. Kasama ko pa si Abathur, yung evolution niya, yung monstrosity niya. Kita mo naman yung damage, diba? Kala mo, kaya mong patayin yung isang hero na yun. Hindi, he has healing, he has, like I said, probably respect ban mo muna si Butcher in these games before he gets balanced. And people can take advantage of him. I'm not saying he's OP, but, I'm saying, actually, he's pretty good as a release hero. Unfortunately, is hindi lang kabisado ng mga players on how to deal with him right now. Kasi bago lang siya. Yup, kailangan pa nila mag-develop ng strategies. And other teams can take advantage of that, or they can train themselves to know how to deal with Butcher. Speaking of dealing, ang mga skulls natin dito dinideal talaga ng Team Hype 42-2. Medyo hirap na pumasok ang ROG sa skull dealing business natin. Dahil nauubos ng supplies, naku, kalahati na. Oh my god. At this point, a level a 98, possible 98 skull golem, medyo magiging masakit yan para sa Team ROG. Hype Ghost, they're just zoning out. Sabi niya, sa amin to, walang gagalaw dito. Team ROG, ang kailangan nilang gawin is kailangan nilang mag-group up, get some assassinates in, kill some heroes. And oh my god, Tychus nahuli yun at mukha abutin pa si Helena Silver. Newbie Cake coming in, pero pumasok si Dimo at sinusubukan niyang mag-survive. Mukhang isa-sacrifice pa ni tawag. Wow, okay, let me just try to absorb what happened. Pumasok si Newbie Cake, nag-bait in siya, pero nag-bait in ulit si ROG, and then nag-bait in si Sonya, and then nag-bait in ulit si Abathur. My god, puro bait, master bait. Great, 8/8. Ewan ko, but it looks like it worked out for them. Somehow, boy pa rin yung evolved monstrosity Nakakatakot. And now, ito na nga, 96/4 Golem coming out para sa Team Hype. Let's see how much damage ang mako-cost dito. Actually, hindi na kailangan mag-defend ng Team Hype against 4 Golem Kaya ni Abathur yan as we see on the minimap. So na papasok na naman ang nakakatakot na Divine Shield combo at saka strafe ni Hype Ghost at si Newbie Cake. Yan yung mga gusto ko nakikita sa heroes yung mga weird combos pero gumagana. Ang sakit, wala kang magagawa. Anong gagawin mo dun sa diba, anong gagawin mo dun sa strafe na yun na naka-Divine Shield? Pero full force na ngayon ang ROG. Sinusubukan nila magdepensa. Dito nakataya. Pag natapos ng laro na itong natalo sila, hindi na sila mauulit. Tapos na yung series. Mananalo na yung Hype. Pero looks like this is it, guys. The 96 Golem. The 96 Skull Golem. Masyadong mabigat. And GG for Team Hype. Looks like they win this leg and they're gonna be going on to the final round. Congratulations to Team Hype. Alright, so this game, guys, maganda yung, like I said earlier, ang point ng Team Hype is to go in, deal the damage, and kaya nila binansi mo na din is to get rid of the stuns from the other team. Worked out perfectly. Walang nagawa yung ROG. Nakakatakot masyado yung lineup ng Team Hype at hindi sila basta-basta pwedeng mag-stun dahil the only stuns they can get are from Raynor on level 16 or 13 talent na medyo late na. And Malfurion yung route niya. And yun nga, so alam ng Team Hype yun. Kaya medyo naging advantage nila yung fact na they can get in, deal a lot of damage, rely on support kay Uther tsaka kay Barak for the pushing ability. On the other hand naman, ROG, valiant effort there. Good job getting to the finals. And, more practice. Maybe next tournament leg, you can take the throne out from Team Hype. Hindi naman ganun ka sakit yung laro. I think you had some chance naman. You just needed some practice. And, you might be able to get it in the next tournament. Kasi, guys, like I said, bagong game pa lang naman ng Heroes of the Storm. There's still a lot of development that's coming up. So, go with the flow. Train up for the next tournament, and maybe we'll see your face. But for now, I think we're done with the Davao leg. We're gonna be going to the Taft one in a bit. Thank you guys for watching, but wag muna kayong aalis kasi dilipat lang tayo from Davao to Manila. So, stay tuned. Once again, congratulations to Team Hype for taking the series. And I'll see you guys in a bit.
detected.
There is an eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. For the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
Come out, wherever you are.
Nuclear launch detected.
An eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. For the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
detected.
There is an eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. For the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
People lost everything. Their light was extinguished, replaced by a hunger for magic and vengeance. We became the Blood Elves. Now, I will fight for my homeland. Selama Ashalanore.
I am Prince Kael'thas, and the time for a reckoning has come!
The crusade calls us, my friend.
Johanna, a powerful crusader of the Zakarum faith, an ardent defender of the light, hails from the eastern lands of Sanctuary. Johanna seeks to purge the dark influence that has befallen Zakarum at the hands of a prime evil, Mephisto. Resolved to give her life to the crusade, Johanna has entered the Nexus in search of an apprentice that will carry on her legacy when she is gone. Johanna is a resilient, frontline warrior that is great at disrupting her enemies while making herself immune to controlling effects.
Let's get started.
Johanna's trait is Iron Skin. A powerful defensive tool, Iron Skin lasts for 4 seconds, making Johanna unstoppable while providing her a shield that absorbs a high amount of damage. Punish can be utilized to damage and slow enemies. Johanna steps forward and lashes out with her shield, dealing a moderate amount of damage to the area in front of her while also slowing enemies by 60%, decaying over 2 seconds. Johanna brings a great deal of control to a fight with Condemn. After 1 second of prep, Condemn pulls all nearby enemies toward her, stunning them for a quarter second and dealing a low amount of damage. Shield Glare is Johanna's final basic ability. This skill deals a small amount of damage to enemies in the target area and causes them to miss basic attacks for the next 1.5 seconds. Johanna's first heroic is Falling Sword. Johanna leaps toward a targeted area, and after 2 seconds of travel time, deals high damage to nearby enemies, knocking them off the ground. While in the air, Johanna can adjust the location of her landing by repositioning the target area. If looking for more surgical control in battle, Johanna can choose Blessed Shield. This skill shot deals moderate damage to the first enemy it hits, stunning them for 2 seconds. Her shield will then bounce to 2 nearby enemies, dealing low damage and stunning them each for 1 second. Positioning is everything when playing Johanna. With great strength and durability comes a lack of mobility, which should always be considered before starting a battle. The synergy between Condemn and Iron Skin can allow Johanna to bully her way into any position. Use them to initiate a fight for your team, or to force enemies back, claiming ground as your own. Once engaged in combat, use Punish and Shield Glare on important targets to mitigate their damage and slow their movement. Though these abilities provide damage of their own, you should consider using these skills primarily for their utility. Your teammates should align themselves to follow up with proper damage to secure takedowns. If you're finding that the opposing team has a solid amount of defense, preventing you from wading into a fight, consider using Falling Sword to force the issue and catch squishy assassins out of position. Keep in mind that this ability can also be used as an escape when things get hairy. The heroic Blessed Shield carries a great deal of potential. However, it is a skill shot, so critical misses are going to hurt your team. Use this ability to initiate a team fight, defend an assassin being chased down, or to catch a fleeing enemy.
Until our faith is pure.
Let us know in the comments if you have any great tips for how to get the most out of Johanna. We look forward to seeing what players can do with this remarkable warrior. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and follow us around the web for all current news about Heroes of the Storm. We'll see you in the Nexus.
Failure launch detected.
There is an eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. For the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
The Crusade calls us, my friend.
Johanna, a powerful crusader of the Zakarum faith, an ardent defender of the light, hails from the eastern lands of Sanctuary. Johanna seeks to purge the dark influence that has befallen Zakarum at the hands of a prime evil, Mephisto. Resolved to give her life to the crusade, Johanna has entered the Nexus in search of an apprentice that will carry on her legacy when she is gone. Johanna is a resilient, frontline warrior that is great at disrupting her enemies while making herself immune to controlling effects.
Let's get started.
Johanna's trait is Iron Skin. A powerful defensive tool, Iron Skin lasts for 4 seconds, making Johanna unstoppable while providing her a shield that absorbs a high amount of damage. Punish can be utilized to damage and slow enemies. Johanna steps forward and lashes out with her shield, dealing a moderate amount of damage to the area in front of her while also slowing enemies by 60%, decaying over 2 seconds. Johanna brings a great deal of control to a fight with Condemn. After 1 second of prep, Condemn pulls all nearby enemies toward her, stunning them for a quarter second and dealing a low amount of damage. Shield Glare is Johanna's final basic ability. This skill deals a small amount of damage to enemies in the target area and causes them to miss basic attacks for the next 1.5 seconds. Johanna's first heroic is Falling Sword. Johanna leaps toward a targeted area, and after 2 seconds of travel time, deals high.
Nakapatay yung mic. Yan lang. Guys, I casted drafting in part of the game nung nakapatay yung mic. I'm so sorry. Alright, so here we go. As I was saying earlier, nagugulat ako kasi yung mga ano pa, yung mga stable pa ng team, yung sila pa yung pumapasok at naghahanap ng mga away, kumbaga. Ayan o, umiikot sila. Sinusugod nila si Bart. Medyo malambot si Butcher at yun nga, nakuha nga. Nakakatakot yan. Sila yung pumapasok, diba? Nakakatakot. Kasi kung sino pa yung ano, kung sino pa yung matigas, kung sino pa yung dive composition, sila pa yung namemeta, sila pa yung nasa psycho, na bumalik lang kayo dyan lang kayo sa likod. Ay, alam kong kayo yung designed para ano, para sumugod. Hindi namin kayo bibigyan ng opportunity na gawin yan. Nako, Arkhantiel, mukhang mahuli. Si Vulka, oy, nice stun there, galing kay Tet. At nako, na-pick off naman si Barak. Unti-unting nag-gain ng traction ng Templar sa laban na to. Yung ano nila, yung plano nila na iiwanan si Messiah sa pag-ikot-ikot at pagkuha ng XP. Yung pa yung nagpo-pay off for both teams, for sa kanila. Sila pa yung pumapasok, 'di ba? Usually you would think na yung may Butcher, yung may Barak, sila pa yung ano, sila pa yung susugod. Pero yung point ko is talagang namemeta yung kabilang team. Sila yung ano, sila River pa yung nautok. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, gusto ko lang palang kasi sorry, nakapatay pala yung mic. Quick shoutout lang pala kay KG Freedom because you know, siya yung ano siya yung sponsor ng Psystorm and he's sponsoring everything for these two teams para makapag-compete sila. So, thank you for supporting and expanding to Heroes of the Storm for getting these two teams. It's just sad na they had to fight against each other in the first round. But, you know, whoever wins this is gonna be the better team for the championship and will give you more Butcher got and you know, etc. etc. Let's get back to the casting. So good luck to both teams na lang. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so to move to Spider Queen, meron na sila parehas na traits. Let's see kung ano ang ma-output ng players natin. We do have, wow, si Tassadar ang siege damage at saka hero damage ng River. That's very strange. Usually you'd expect na si Butcher or si Zerodol, pero you know, Tassadar doing his job being the hero of the Protoss race. On the other hand naman, sa Templar, we have Vala, which is given because she is the DPS. Arkhantiel as Jaina will be attacking more once na makapag-hunting sila ng tamang location dito. On average, APM, actually I keep forgetting may APM tab nga pala dito sa Heroes. Medyo mataas naman. Si Uther, kung sino man yung Uther nila. Si Messiah, wait no, that's not Uther. Si Tet, yan, medyo 48 lang. Relax lang tayo. You don't need to move as much. Pero kung mapapansin nyo, Lost Vikings natin, medyo galit na galit sa APM. Madami siyang ginagawa. Palipat-lipat siya. Alright, here we go. Looks like ang unang spawn natin for Spiders is gonna go from River, which they need actually kasi medyo baba sila sa experience. Eto si Barak mo ang pinaasinta ng River. Tingnan natin kung mauuli siya. Si Vulka, muntik na ma-atake. Oh, yun lang. Dapat nag-decide sila sa atake. Si Messiah, trying to get back. Very successful there. Ang ganda nung save ni si Zura doon dahil sa shielding niya. On the back here, we have yung dalawang natitira ni Messiah na personality. Nasa baba, hinahampas yung Spider. Habang lahat ng hero nandito sa taas, unti-unti sila nagsusugudan. Tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari dahil ang mga Blue Web Weavers pumapasok na. Kailangan nila mag-push. Oy, si Tassadar nahuli. There's the invulnerable Miria trying to save his friend. Kaya lang nasakripisyo ang sarili niya. Si Vulcan na naman. Nahuhuli. Paborito. Kaya lang hindi mo talaga mahuhuli. Madulas si Tassadar. Si Feroxis naman kailangan niyang umuwi at mag-heal up. On the other hand, sa taas, si Arkhantiel. Susubukan niyang patayin si Messiah. Pero si Messiah, tandaan mo, hindi niya kailangan sumugod. Kailangan niya lang mag-gather ng experience habang malapit yung kabilang team. Habang malapit yung creeps, kaya niyang mabuhay. Ang technique dyan actually is, huwag mong atakihin yung creeps. Hayaan mong ma-push kayo. Para kailangan lumapit at lumayo nung kalaban. kailangan niyang lumayo para makuha yung XP. At syempre, kung Lost Vikings ka, hindi ka naman lalayo, diba? So, huwag mo atakin yung creeps, focus ka lang sa Lost Vikings, delay mo, and you could probably kill him if you're lucky. So far, both teams going for the Knights at the same time, probably trying to time it in dito sa mga web weavers sa pagpasok. Kasi bumabawi na ang Templar, sila na, ayan na, si Susura, sinusubukan mag-vacuum ng kung sino man ang mahuhuli niya. There's the heroic skills for Templar, medyo delayed ngayon. Heroic skills ng Reavers and kailangan nila maging patient kasi hindi sila basta-basta pwede sumugod. Ngayon, para sa Reaver naman, kailangan nila magdepensa. Templar, they just have to keep calm. So, just accompany lang nila yung mga spiders nila. Maybe pick off kung sino man yung kaya nila, but you know, they're not as pressured as much as the Reaver teams. Oh, here we go. Oren Keda, mukhang iniispatan, pero hindi. Nakauwi siya na maayos. Si Miria, nasa taas. Nahihirap yung pwesto niya na yan kasi pag siya naispatan, otokil yan. Oren Keda, at saka si Veroxis nandito sa baba. Naghahanap ng tiyempo, sinusubukan kunin si Vulcan, naghihintay. Pili ko magiging bait ito, si Sura. Mukhang hindi sisilip. Wargodz nagpapabigyan ng hinala. Ito na, here we go. There's the Oracle, pero mukhang nalaman nila na walang backup. Nasaan si Zero Tool? Bigla siya nawala. At mukhang nakalibre pa sila dun. Si Veroxis, Miria, on the other hand, going back inside, trying to be safe. Si Barty Bart at saka si Vulca biglang nandito sa taas. Probably to get some experience. And finally, nagkagunan ng heroic ang Team Reaver. Tingnan natin kung makakabawi sila. Medyo sila ngayon, down on their luck. 2 levels down, yung mid nila basag at saka yung bottom nila binabasag na ng Lost Vikings. Not as effective as it should be, but you know, it's pretty effective. Not bad. Not bad at all. Ngayon, ito namang Temp Reaver. This is their chance. Kailangan nila mag-scout. They should know na mayroon nandito. And if Vulca checks, they might be able to get in and do some damage. But it looks like nag-split up na naman ng forces na Reaver at hindi sila makapag-focus sa isang location. They need to do something. Kailangan hindi sila nakatayo sa mid ng willy-nilly lang. Alam nilang ina-atake yung top nila. They have to condense their efforts. Dapat alam nila kung saan sila papasok. Work as a team, do some damage like that. Pero again guys, like I said earlier, wag nyo i-focus pa si Johanna dahil hindi namamatayan si Miria with the wave. Unfortunately, what it did is just push back the enemy and keep her alive. But the rest of the team is now getting picked off. Nawala yung Aaron Keda. You have to dive in. You have to sacrifice yourself. Si Vulca, nagpapabigay ng buhay niya. Pero nice blink out there si Miria. Wala ng buhay. Si Kree, si Tet, si Sisura. Just tuloy-tuloy lang ang pagsugod nila habang si Messiah nasa baba, nasa mid. Umaatake at kumukuha ng XP. Ngayon, basag na ang top ng Reaver. My God, Reaver, you're gonna need to step up to get back into this game. Remember, this is a best-of-1 game hanggang finals. So you have to keep calm. Kailangan nyo makabawi ng you're 2 levels down. And you're 1 trait down as well. But if you get lucky, pwede kang pwede kang mag-assassinate. Kailangan nyo lang ng tempo. Gawan nyo ng paraan. Tsumempo kayo. Nandyan ang susi ng buhay, kitang-kita mo naman. Pero in fairness talaga ang Templar. Takti. Hindi sila nagpapahuli. Magkakadikit lang sila, sabi nila. Hindi tayo magpapag-gank kasi yun ang kahinaan ng lineup natin. Basta-basta magdikit-dikit lang tayo. Isang puwer sa kapit kamay, di ba? At si Messiah mukhang nagpapahuli. Si Kree nag-reinforce. Fortunately, eksakto lang yun. Katurn na sila. Mukhang mabigat ang laban kung sino ang susunod na Web Weavers. Nagkakaroon ng guluhan dito. There's the Furnace attack. Pero hindi sa pato. Barty Bart na huli. There's the agkakasabugan ng mga Blizzard, ng mga Psystorm dyan. And si Miria, pinofocus fire. Muntik na makauwi. Mahirap talaga ang pwesto ni Zero Tool dahil siya ay na-pick off Arankeda. Kailangan mong tangkihin. Kailangan mong mag-sacrifice para mabuhay ang teammates mo. Miria, muntik nang mamatay. Barely able to get out. And ngayon, Messiah, Zadkiel, Sisura, Kree, Tet, and Team Templar, ang Psystorm Templar, pinupush na ang bottom at sila ay sumasapak ng mga mercenary dito. Eksakto lang yan. Tapos yan, go back na sila at kukunin nila yung Web Weavers. Speaking of Web Weavers, there we go. Hinintay lang nila talaga na mag-start yan. So, ano kaya ang magiging plano ng River dito para makabawi? Si Zura, si Kree, si Miria, mag-isa nagde-defend sa bottom. Wala siya masyadong magagawa niyan. Habang ang rest ng team ng River ng taas. Orange kay the Barty Bartfulka. Roxas, kailangan nilang they have to stop this team somehow. Ano ba magandang stun dito? Maganda yung single person stun ni Miria. Unfortunately, ayan na, there we go. Magandang void prison yan. If you're gonna focus on anyone, this is the moment. But they missed it. Oh my god, they missed it. And now, kukontinue lang ang pag-push ng Templar dito sa bottom area. Ano kaya ang pwedeng gawin ng River at this point? They have to target someone. Arkhantiel maybe. I don't know. Just as long as hindi si Zura, sinusubukan gumawa ng damage. Pero na-focus pa rin ng tatlong Messiah. And ngayon, nasama pa si Butcher at unti-unti nang bumabagsak ang River at this point. Tassadar going down. And we have Miria as well, barely getting killed there in the core. And now, this game looking like it's done. Mukhang ang River talaga ang papasa dito. May web weavers pa, exposed ng 12 minutes into the game. And wala lang, there's 15 seconds for River to defend. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be enough. Looks like this game is gonna go to Storm Templar. Congratulations and see you in the next round. Good game, GG. GG. Yeah. Okay, so congratulations to Team Templar, to Storm Templar. Maybe practice more River. Maganda yung mga iniisip nyo na strategies. Unfortunately, maybe hindi nyo na pull off in the exact way that you needed to. But it starts at somewhere. Feeling ko naman nagko-practice kayo as a team naman eh. So good luck to the next tournament. But, you cheer on your other team and let's see them win this finals. I wanna see that. Alright, so we're gonna fix up the next match and we'll be back. Ano ba ang susunod natin? Ano ba? Pichi or River kagad Shyford? Looks like it might be Pichi versus Hello Kitty. And we'll be back once that's set up. But for now, again, this is Ark and you're in the Katipunan Qualifier for Heroes of the Storm. I'll see you guys in a bit. Yung
check.